Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Douglas Planning Board meeting for October 22nd, 2019. The meeting is being recorded and is available for viewing on the Douglas Public Access Channel and on the Douglas website. We'll come to order at 7:03. First item on the agenda. Are they coming in tonight, Bill, Whitin Reservoir?
They are not.
Okay. Whitin
I don't know
Reservoir
why they
Estates.
were put on.
Okay.
We're moving ahead, so, you know,
Okay.
they did some test pits. I observed them, spoke with the DEP, issued a letter that they're good to go.
Okay.
We're in the process of reviewing some paperwork, so, okay?
Good, all right, so.
Did those two lots get released?
Not yet.
Okay.
So you're gonna get in touch with me when they're ready to sign?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Okay, anybody else have any questions on that then? No? Sounds like
was
they finally got it
painful.
cleaned up, which is a good thing.
It was painful.
All right. Second item on the agenda,
All right.
Lakeside Residential.
Where the hell is Summerlyn Estates? Seriously, where is
Where's what?
Summerlyn Estates?
Summerlyn
Like, where is it in your
Off the-
folder, or where is it? Summerlyn, yeah, no, where is it?
Yeah, Wildflower.
Yeah. Grab one.
It's off of.
I know,
off of,
it confuses you when you're the estate or the project's not tied to the name,
That
right?
street. Cross
Road?
Street.
Oh, cross,
It's
yeah.
off of
Oh,
Cross Street,
goodness.
yeah. Out by the reservoir.
Yeah.
Yeah, take Cross Street and you'll come to a subdivision that was built a few years ago.
Wow, it must have been a few years ago.
Yeah, it's been a few years, yeah. All right, Lakeside Residential. What do we got, Bill?
Well, had some correspondence. Les was communicating with CMRPC, and I think we had a difference of opinion on how we ended up at the last planning board meeting on whether or not we wanted to proceed with a new zoning district or an overlay zoning district. So, I basically asked CMRPC to hold off until we resolve that question.
Okay, I thought we decided on them pursuing the,
I thought overlay.
I did too, but initially.
yeah.
That's how we thought we left it, but it's up for discussion.
I mean, I think the CMRPC, Ron was here, and he recommended a zoning district. That was from his input for the meeting.
And then Ernie also added that I'm fine with the zoning district as long as we put into place the recommendations that we said about the board health thing. And I did
separation.
review the tape, so that was said. And then the fire department does not have separation, right? So we got that correspondence from the
Have
fire
that
chief.
correspondence from the fire chief. I did solicit input from the building commissioner as well, who's here tonight.
So the fire chief said what? No
It's a-
specific fire code distances.
Not at 20.
I'll read it. It says, "This seems to be more of a building code issue. After speaking with the state fire marshal, there are no specific fire codes for distance between buildings. However, I do have concerns with the lots being that small and the buildings being that close together, and so my input would be that they should be required to install sprinklers."
Or at least have
They being who? You're talking about new
homes.
New homes.
new structure,
Right.
not
Well,
pre-existing and-
renovation, I would think it would apply to if it's within a certain distance, yeah.
So I guess, we tackling one at a time, or we're talking about setbacks?
Well, I mean, Mark's here, we might as well.
Well, Dan's here as well from the ZBA. So he could enlighten us as well from some of the past
I
ZBA
think he's here
decisions.
for his thing.
No, he's
Put him to
here
work
for
twice.
Wildflower.
You know what I mean?
Fire grading, Mark?
Okay,
Fire
I mean-
grading? Fire grading, it's usually what, 10 feet between structures?
10 feet between structures,
Yeah.
you need fire,
Right.
you need fire separation on
Yep.
material on the outside of the building.
Like
I wonder who
masonite
said
board
that.
or something, not masonite, but like a
The last meeting.
cement board or something like that, cementous type
Yeah.
siding, right?
And I know from,
We're far enough.
and Dan can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think from some of the ZBA decisions, from some of the structures that are up there on the lakeside, you know, up on the Walm Lake Terrace, some of the setbacks, side setbacks were his board's consistently not wanting to go no less than 10 feet. You know what I mean? It's done 12, it's done
We're
10.
20, so we'll be 20, 10, right? Are we doing
Yeah,
10?
10, yeah, 10 on each
Yeah.
side. Yeah.
So, but
I got
Mark
Which
is
is
here,
fine.
but Mark is here.
I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout this conversation here on Lakeside zoning, they mentioned 5,000 square feet. Is that a minimum or a maximum?
Minimum.
So, to be,
But you,
to get into this zone, if it were created, it'd have to be 5,000 square feet.
yeah,
Prior.
yeah. And then you,
Right.
yeah, and then we'd still write out language because you still have to meet Title V, because you don't have
A
water and
well
sewer,
and septic.
well and septic separation.
Yeah.
So you still have to have that separation.
Usually there are opportunities for waivers too, from Board of Health,
But we were certainly
for
speaking.
repairs,
Yeah, for sure.
typically.
But we were certainly speaking about if somebody has the 30,000, well, size lot, that we're not encouraging, nor do we, there's no subdivision into 5,000 square foot lots,
Yeah,
period.
nothing, yeah.
Black and
Yeah,
white.
what it is, once this passes, then if you only have a 5,000 square foot lot, it's not-
Minimum.
Yeah, minimum, it's not gonna be buildable because you're not gonna meet the separation. That's what ends that. So if a neighbor who wants.
Just to be
I
clear,
don't-
We're talking new
I don't think
construction.
that's our jurisdiction,
No,
that's
correct.
beyond our
No,
control.
right.
No,
Exactly.
but that would give guidance.
I mean, Tracy said, I said I was in favor of it if we, I said I was in favor of it if we could make sure that
Yeah.
there was enough rules and regulations that would make sure things wouldn't happen. I'm in favor of the overlay district, not the zoning change. I see trouble down the road if we do a zoning change, but it's up to the board and we can point CMRPC in the direction we want to point them in, but
I think that's what we're gonna be clear. That's, you know,
Yeah, when we started, we got the grant money, right, for
Yeah.
the change, and then we formed a subcommittee that was gonna do the background homework for us, just like we did with the sign bylaw subcommittee.
it might work.
And they're doing their work, and that's what they came back with Ron.
no, Ron had two scenarios, one with the zoning change and one with the overlay district. And he cautioned us on what could happen if we do a zoning change. And
He said there would be 300 more houses, but we're not further subdividing.
Correct. His take was, on that was because of the lots and stuff like that,
Just
not knowing the area.
Purely, like, not even with wells, with septic locations.
You know, if it had water and sewer there, then you'd be more in a Webster where you are a 5,000 square foot lot. You know what I mean? And that you have access. So what Ron stated, and then he, going back and forth with him, he was like, oh, okay, yeah, now it's not creating any additional, it's not creating 3,000 new lots, it doesn't. It makes people conforming on these smaller 10,000 square foot lots. It makes them conforming that they're in the zoning area, so. But in his recommendation, again, you can watch the tape, his recommendation was a zoning district.
But doesn't
I
it give
watched
us?
the tape again, and I didn't get that.
No, I didn't
After we
get
had
that
the
from when we
discussion. I spoke with the chairman, his recollection was overlay, mine was overlay.
Yeah.
I watched the tape again to be certain, and I don't think the board made a definitive decision either way.
No, I don't think the board did.
And that's
So
what-
let's make a decision now,
Yeah.
shall
Well,
we?
I don't know,
And also-
Mike's not here
Well,
That's
also.
okay.
all right.
Wasn't there some discussion that when you do an overlay district, you have more control, because then you can add language to no further subdivisions, no this and this and this.
That can be in the
Whereas
description
It can
of
be
the
as well as
district.
district either way, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
And overlays are more like for historic districts, for our aquifer protection, for an environmentally sensitive, for a corridor,
Right.
highway corridor, cluster stuff. It's already previously developed, it's for development.
There's two articles there.
So what's the, let's talk about what's the advantages of one versus the other. I mean, once and for all, let's decide today.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
did ask that Maria copy this for your packet, but I don't see it in there. There is seminars that are being put on by Citizens Planner Training Collaborative, and one of the discussion items talks about specifically overlay districts and when it's appropriate to use them. And is it in yours? It's not in mine.
Is it?
Well, it's just a
One-
flyer.
Oh, it's a flyer, yeah.
Interestingly, one of the
That's just for you though, that's because you're a rep.
one of the people putting on the seminar is Adam Costa, who works at Mead, Tollerman and Costa. So I did ask Adam if he was willing to come in and speak to the board about it, and he would be more than happy to.
When could you arrange that for him to come in?
I would talk to him and see when he's available and when the board would like him in.
Okay.
So we're making a decision.
Yeah, I'm not I'd like the full board to be here when we decide which direction we're going, and Mike should be here. I know he's got a lot of input on it. And probably wouldn't be a bad idea to talk to this gentleman and see what their input is.
I'll see if
on it.
Adam can come to our next meeting.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I just don't wanna waste another grant and not get to any certain point. I mean, we haven't really made much improvement on our bylaws, so I'd rather not keep spending money and not getting anything done.
I mean, and this has been sitting out there for now almost a year and a half. You know what I mean?
No, it hasn't.
Well, a
Came
year.
up about 3 months ago.
No, because it came before.
No, it was a year ago.
A year ago.
It was a petition article for the town meeting, which failed
Right,
for structural reasons.
yep,
And then it started discussion for the board.
right.
So that was for last fall.
Last fall, and we had nothing that happened.
Are we
in the
meeting
spring.
the parameters of the grant? We're not in danger of losing the grant money, are we?
No,
No,
we're just
we have the
wasting it.
grant.
We did the district relining. We spent that money. We spent another thing that we didn't get anything to go to town meeting. I mean, we're trying to move this town forward to do something and.
I think it's more important to do it correctly
Right.
than
Zoning.
Right, so
haphazardly.
this is for May.
Zoning,
So we should
Correct.
be, yeah, so we should be, like, we're on pace to be very slow and very careful for this article. I mean, I just don't wanna see us wasting more money, that's all.
I mean,
well, it's grant money, so we can use it for this purpose, and the
You
board is,
And the board has
is
voted
obviously,
to use
the
it
board
for
is
this
obviously,
purpose.
well,
Yeah.
the board is not made up its mind yet, and if we need input from more sources, such as the gentleman that Bill's talking about, I think we should listen to them and
Yeah.
make sure we get it right. Zoning, I don't like the 11th hour pass a zoning.
How is this the 11th hour?
If it's
in
not
May.
ready for May meeting, we'll try to get it ready for May meeting, but I'm not gonna rush into it. I told you before, I'm not in favor of a zoning change, I'm in favor of an overlay district.
So what's the difference, Ernie, between the two?
Because
In your eyes, what's the difference
It
between
gives us,
overlay?
it gives us a lot more control over it,
As far as what?
as far as deciding on what happens in that district, if we create it.
Like,
Well, I don't think that's fair, putting Ernie on the spot like that.
No, I
I
just
think
want
let's
clarification.
bring our questions to the next
Well, the
meeting,
board
we'll
ha-
ask town council to come in.
the board has an opinion, but we don't know what the differences are.
Well,
That's why
okay.
we want town council.
On
That's-
next Tuesday night, 6:30 to 8:30, particularly, I was looking at these locations, the Cape. Howard, on the 29th, it's in Worcester. On Mercantile Street is a 2-hour class on zoning with overlay districts.
Yeah, and you can grab those slides, because Jim will give them to you.
Yep.
You pay once, and I can bring back the slides.
Instead of going there, so.
Yeah, I've attended
I'm
those
already
seminars.
signed up for it, so it doesn't,
Yeah, I've attended the seminars when they were at Holy Cross. And gone through
that's the annual
yeah,
meeting.
the annual ones. and stuff
But,
like
I
that.
mean, that's as simple as you can get.
you referred to a person earlier who could come in and talk to
Adam
us.
Costa is one of the speakers that's giving this presentation. I think it'd be valuable to have him in and find out what unintended consequences might result from rezoning this area as opposed to having an overlay district.
Okay, now he is a what, a lawyer or
Yeah,
a?
he's town
lawyer?
council.
Okay.
He's our town council, Tallerman, right? Tallerman?
No.
is-
Yes, he works for Talon.
He works
Oh, I-
but he's not one of
I
the
didn't
lawyers
know
that we see.
Tallerman
We
I
worked with him in the
would
past.
recognize, but this
Yeah,
guy, I
see,
didn't.
me, Tallerman, and Costa.
They don't ever come to our meetings, what, once a year?
Yeah, in a blue moon, if you really
Yeah.
beg him,
Yeah,
To
attorneys.
And at a fee.
to your,
yeah, and then
Oh,
he's.
Right.
no, to Concom,
Never
never.
Never
resolved
free.
when they come
Never.
anyway.
Never.
Never free.
right, so can we get him in for next meeting?
I'll ask him if he can make it.
Good. Thank you, Bill. Solar regulations.
Oh, do you wanna
Do we want to
do
discuss the side setbacks that we were?
request for the bond?
Oh, am I looking at the wrong agenda?
Wait, am I looking at the
You
wrong?
had Mark.
Do we want anything else from Mark while he's here?
Oh, yeah, it's, yeah.
Somewhere in the
Mark,
States.
Mark, you have any input on this for us?
Yeah, I mean, I have more questions than I do have some input, but
Okay.
first of all, I think it's crazy that you want to rezone these districts. Because why would you want to create 5,000 square foot lots to be buildable?
I agree.
It's like,
Yeah,
I talked to Les earlier, he said he's trying to make it easier for the zoning board and not clog it up.
Yep.
It's gonna make it a lot harder for me, because right now I'm trying to get a handle on what's going on in these areas. There's a lot of lots that are joined together that don't show that they're joined together. There's a lot of lots that people think are grandfathered that aren't grandfathered. So if this does all go through, it should be only the existing structures that have an existing structure on it. If there's a lot without a building on it,
Right.
or anything that's abandoned or doesn't have occupancies, should not be covered,
I agree.
okay? And my setbacks
They would
should
keep RA
be
zoning?
consistent with the town zoning bylaws. And the minimum we have right now is VR, which is 15-foot setbacks on the sides. Because I know there's no code for, it's only 10 feet for the fire protection. But fire jumps. If you have people without coming and checking with me where they can put them, you're gonna have shed after shed, a house and shed. It's just gonna be, it's a dangerous situation. What is the drive for the board to change this?
I mean, I know from the people who live in these areas, we used to live up on the reservoir. I mean, that there's an expense and almost like a, tax where you've gotta spend, multiple fees, plans, and everything like that, just to be able to put on a deck, or do an improvement to your house. I mean, so if we want people to improve.
So what do you mean, what are the extra fees for the special permit?
Yeah,
That's the only extra fee.
Well, special permit would be, because you don't even meet any of the zoning requirements.
Yeah.
Nobody's got 200 feet of frontage in these areas.
Yeah.
Nobody has 2 acres in these areas.
They're gonna need a survey anyway, regardless, to locate
Yeah.
any structures. So the cost is the same whether you do.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
It's not
But
like,
the-
I mean,
but
most
it's
of these
advertised.
people that go, the criteria for a special permit is only detriment to the neighborhood. You don't need any hardship for a special permit. So it's not like you're expanding the nonconformity, so it's a special permit, so.
yeah, I mean, and then that goes through another review process and stuff like that, and there's advertising. So there's a burden to the taxpayer on that front. So if you're looking out for doing what's right for the taxpayer, okay, or and the property owners, then you try to find solutions for them. That's the thing. That's what we're here for, is to
Yeah.
find solutions for people so they're not overburdened with general things that they want to do in
So
their
the overlay makes
lifestyle.
sense then, because it would affect the people that have dwellings now that are occupied. If you did a new district, then it would make all the property in that zone eligible to be built on. And it would make every other property existing non-conforming,
If
which
you-
is a dangerous road you're going down.
If you lay it out, I mean, again, we'll have someone come in and talk about overlay versus district.
Yeah.
But if you lay it out and clearly define that if you're in this zoning area, you have to meet separation between your well and your septic, okay? So it's not buildable. It's not. We've said that since day one, the 5,000 square foot
Never
lot.
say it's not buildable. Never-
Without water and sewer, Ernie, town water and town sewer. You know what I mean?
Never say it's not buildable.
Again, that's putting a burden on a different board,
Yeah.
not a zoning
All right, I
issue.
mean,
So we're gonna, I thought we're gonna talk about this once, our town council gets here.
Yeah,
I was gonna
So,
say.
I gotta be somewhere, so I'm gonna be leaving early anyway,
Okay.
so just to let you know,
Okay.
so we can't,
thank you.
if you want me to
Go
be
from
here.
He'll be here next week.
45
right?
minutes on,
Yep. Ready to move
And
forward.
I said before, I'm all for trying to give people relief and help people out, but it comes down to, you bought what you bought. If you can't put up a shed because you don't meet the requirements, you don't get the shed. You bought a 5,000 square foot lot. So, I mean, that's
Yeah,
what
but
you bought. If you wanted a garage and a shed and outbuildings, then you should have bought a
It
bigger
is kind of
piece of property.
silly that own 5,000 square foot lot is zoned RA. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what's driving
It's
this
kind
whole.
of backwards.
But,
Yeah.
but I'm sorry,
Issue.
it's zoned RA maybe, but it's non-conforming pre-existing, and you got what you bought. And I'm
yeah, the
not
mistake
big on
was it
changing
was
the
zoned
zoning.
RA.
I'm not big on changing the zoning.
In the
when
first
we're
place.
The mistake was the
Why
size of
do you
the
do
lots
that?
they created.
I'm not big on changing if it's
It's
gonna.
already
Well, listen up,
because
Mark.
it's an area, it's
Listen
not
up.
because of those lots.
We'll move forward.
Yeah,
We'll move forward.
let's move forward,
Wait.
'cause
Yep.
Guys
we're
coming
not
in.
gonna,
Mark, anything
we're
else?
gonna rehash everything.
No? Okay, thank you, Mark, for your input
Thank you.
coming in tonight.
Thanks.
Okay, Summerlyn Estates, got a request for bond reduction. Dan?
Yep,
Yep, you're up,
Did you
Dan.
get my email?
I did,
Okay. You good with that?
I am,
Okay.
well, yeah, I
You
can.
wanna sit at the table? Dan,
Well, I got it Friday, right?
you wanna sit? You're an applicant, I mean, I'll move
All
on
right.
mics on here. Yep.
So in your
Well, for
packet,
most people.
you have a letter from Orbison Corp. requesting a bond reduction. They've recently done paving, loaming and seeding, granite curbing. They've done some clearing around the edges, some drainage work, tack coat on, before they pave. Looks real nice out there. I'm sure the people living out there are happy. So we've been working off this spreadsheet. It's a separate sheet that you have in your packet. It says Summerlyn Estates Wildflower Drive at the top. So basically, I took Dan's submittal, which is attached to his letter, and I reviewed it, and I basically changed a few of the numbers that I thought were a little more appropriate for what we might need for balances for finishing the project. There's a couple of things that are in there that, you know, and I did try looking for the street tree waiver, and I couldn't find that.
Oh.
And the light waiver, and I couldn't find that in the minutes. So I did carry those costs. So if we end up with a balance of $10,818.50, that's in accordance with what we've originally established for values and the remaining work. There's a few things that, again, the street trees and yeah, well, the as-built, yeah, Dan asked for a reduction on that. I didn't think it was appropriate, knowing the cost to do, you know, as-built and layout and acceptance plans, so I kept that at 5,000, so.
So, question to the chair, Bill. We've in the past waived the street trees and stuff like that.
Yep.
I mean, is it something that we can waive?
Well, my recollection and Dan's recollection is it was in part of the original design, which is why it's in this spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Then after the fact, he may have come to the board and sought relief from putting those in.
Well, because they're mirror busters, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Sidewalk heavers and
Yeah.
mirror busters, yeah.
Nonetheless, they were in the approved plan, which is why they're
Yeah.
in this spreadsheet. The board may or may not have waived them. I can't, I did try to look. I only got this, I had an hour or two to look at it today.
Yep.
You know, I tried looking for the minutes that the board authorized
The waiver.
the
yeah.
waiver on the trees, and I couldn't find it, so
Yeah.
I left the value in there for the trees and the,
We could, we have to put him on the agenda officially to do the waiver if we wanted to do it tonight?
that's up to the board. This is my recommendation, based upon the data I have, okay? If you want to reduce it further, that's up to you.
Let's just take this.
So you have numbers that are different than what's in our
Yeah.
package?
No, 10,818.50.
Yeah, no, he just said he changed
that
things.
too. Could you remind us of the schedule that was submitted to finish this up? Was it supposed to be this
What do you see?
spring? We're supposed to get this accepted, or?
We want to get it on the big town
Oh,
meeting.
that's the new
Okay.
one.
Okay.
And if I can, Mr. Chairman, at this point, Bill and I agreed,
Yeah.
I need to,
I got it, I
the
didn't
detention
see it.
pond has grown some small, actually, some small and a few large trees over the years.
Yeah.
So I've made arrangements for somebody to come in with a brush hog,
Okay.
take care of that. And I gave Bill a partial as-built, which shows the grades on the road, pavement, the drainage, but not the detention pond.
Okay.
So those have to be completed. And
I do think at some point in the past, we did get a plan showing that from Allen, well, it was whatever company it was before.
Heritage.
Yeah, it wasn't Heritage.
Heritage?
it was Alan, actually.
It was Allen,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, what he worked along.
Right.
So where's the mowing of the detention pond? And it's not done yet, right?
It wasn't anything that was on it, but because of the length of time, it has grown, and Bill said to me, you know, I'd like you to take care of that, and I said, fine, I'll do it.
For $1,200,
Yes.
but it's
Well-
not done yet.
Well, that goes along with, again, the street tree waiver. I'd say let's just keep it at 10/8/1850.
Okay.
And then,
Is that in agreement with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to,
What's the name?
I came, and I don't remember the date or the time, Bill asked me, and I don't recall. But I did come in and discuss the trees and also a street light.
Yeah.
Because, and the street light was way back, because
Yeah.
the town said, don't put it up because we don't want to pay the bill.
Oh, yeah, during that time.
So there was a
Yeah.
street light, and then I came into one of the meetings, and I honestly don't know if it was 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And
Well,
they waived the trees, but
Yeah.
well, let's give Bill the chance to, since he just got it and needs to review it further with the minutes from those discussions. Give him a chance to find that and see if we can't locate it, then you can request the waivers again. We can finish up that amount and
fair enough,
screw it up that way. How's that sound?
fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think we're
Okay.
gonna
All right, so the amount tonight, Bill, is
10,818.
yeah,
Yeah.
so reduce the bond to a value of $10,818.50.
So, do we get as-built plans?
Yes,
We got-
partial as-built plans.
Okay, they're 50% done. So we'll have
More than
enough.
50, I'd say.
Okay, so we'll have enough to.
Well,
finish.
no, that's what he requested. My value's the full 5,000, okay?
Yeah, and we're holding back another 4 because of the trees. Okay, the 10,000 you're holding is the whole amount.
So my calculation there is on that last column that says remaining work.
Okay, so,
And I submitted partial as-bills, and they're more than 50% done, so I tried to get it reduced by 50%.
Yep. Okay.
But Bill wasn't comfortable with that, and you know what, I'm just gonna get them finished, and then we'll,
yeah.
you know, I would like to get the tree and light situation resolved and get that refunded.
Yeah.
And the as-bills, when they're done, I'll look for the balance to be released.
So you're comfortable with the number we come up with tonight then? That's what we
Tonight,
come up with
yes.
That's good.
And that's the 10,818,
That's the amount that would be remaining.
Remaining,
that's remaining.
so you're gonna be due back the.
Reduce the bond value, the surety amount to $10,818.50.
What was the bond amount, the original bond amount?
45,000?
Yeah. 40.
Well, no, the original one was 63,727.
Okay.
It's currently 46,237.41 plus interest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll take it down to 10,818.50.
I'm good with that.
Go with that, Dan?
Quick question?
Motion.
Yep, go ahead.
What is this 10% constituent
Contingency? That's for things that come up that are not foreseen or
That's
budgeted.
normal
Yeah,
in your estimates?
it's in our regs.
In our regs, okay.
Yep. Price of pavement went up $1 every year.
I'd like to
so,
see
you know, something like that.
15%, but it's 10.
And are we waiting until it's mowed before we release the bond?
Yes.
Okay. Guess I'm not following this versus this.
To release. Out of that 10.
So,
The 35 would be released now.
You're gonna
prior to-
mow, that's right.
Yeah.
This'll get released forthwith. As
Yeah.
soon as tonight's meeting is done, there's a paper in there for you to sign.
Yep.
You'll fill in the value.
As soon as you make a motion and vote.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Someone want to make the motion?
I'll make the motion, to reduce the Summerlyn Estates Wildflower Drive bond to $10,818.50 for the
Second.
remaining balance.
Okay, motion made by Tracy, made by Les, seconded by Tracy. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained? Motion carries.
Did you grade
All
it
right.
around one of the things?
Thank you.
And I think it was supposed to be
Slope
asphalt.
granite.
You threw us for a loop on it. It was supposed to be, I think, asphalt you built. You did slope granite. And
Right.
I think-
All
It's
right.
supposed to be
Yeah,
sold.
yeah, he's right.
Oh, he was right, okay, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have
I was
done
Okay,
shocked.
okay, that's why I was like trying to.
I was
figure out.
actually shocked.
He was shocked and I thought it was supposed to be.
I called Dan, I'm like,
asphalt,
are you sure you're supposed to have slope granite?
so- Yeah,
I wouldn't have put it in.
okay, okay. Thanks, Dan.
Okay, thank you, good night,
Hey,
everybody.
thank
See
you,
you later.
Dan. Yeah, see you later.
Threw me for a loop. I was like, huh? Remember that? I was like, why is that? Because that's not,
Yeah.
back in the day,
Is this my book too?
no.
All right, solar regulations, is that next?
Yeah.
Okay. We got two different agendas here. so.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want to do Cardinal Drive since Lou's here?
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, let's do Cardinal Drive next then. All right, Cardinal Drive.
Like that, man? Here you go, Luke. Take the seat, it's free. Give me a seat.
And I wanna sit next to you.
Why is that?
Because I like you. And it's hard because I know you don't like nobody.
No, I treat everybody
Matter of
equal.
fact, two people in the gravel business in my office today yelling about you.
What else is new?
Nothing.
Right? Right.
Okay. What do you wanna know?
We got a letter in your packet requesting a surety release. And I'm a little confused. What bond are you looking for, Lou?
The bond that was posted,
Did you post it?
no,
Okay, so you're looking for money to be returned to you that you didn't post.
no, I'm looking for money. You see, this is,
And I'll recuse
Excuse
myself
me,
for the
please.
record.
excuse me, please. Okay.
That was me.
I buy a piece of land off the bank. Okay. Now, before I owned that land, there was 3 different owners, and Mr. Heaney was one of them. Okay? So 4 years later, he had money bonded. 4 years later, he comes in here and he asks for his money back. It wasn't his land, he posted the bond to do the job. Okay? The
Okay, yeah.
job never got done.
Yep.
So that job was supposed to follow the road, right?
Yep,
When the
yep.
road got done, someone was supposed to finish the job for that money. And the job was never done. Okay?
Yeah.
So we come in and do it, and there's no money. Because it said it was released. So right away, the town council said, wait a minute. I told those guys not to give them back the bond.
Who did town council say that to?
Jay,
Who do you tell that to?
well, if he comes in, he'll be telling you.
No. You said
You know, he said
this
that
who-
at the meeting.
Oh, he did.
Yes, he did.
So he was at the meeting.
Yes, and
Okay.
he said that. He told you people, don't release the bond.
Okay.
And you did. So now, there's no money, there's no nothing.
So,
I put the drain in
Yeah.
like you wanted done. I did this and did that, but there's no money.
can we, just
Yeah.
through the chair, I just wanna, a little confusing here for me. So there was a project code going in, there's a bond associated, dollar value associated with a bond, posted related to that road structure, similar to any other road that we've gone before us.
Right,
Okay, so that bond's posted, the town holds us surety
Right.
to make sure that road is done,
right.
okay? So that's what you're saying. So if it changes from Al to Ben, figure, two people, ownership of the project, that bond is still held by the town to ensure that the road is done
Right,
for the betterment of those citizens there,
right,
similar to what we're doing, right?
right,
Would you agree, Bill?
right. Supposed to be done.
Supposed to be done.
I can
I'm taking what we also dealt with every single project that we grab bond money for, surety, is to make sure it's done. Whether the developer went bankrupt and someone else then took their place, or whether the town had to come in and finish this, we would utilize that bond money to finish the road. I'm just trying to get to where a clear understanding of
That's a
the
big.
procedure.
That's a
The
big.
procedure.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
That's the
get,
procedure,
okay,
right.
that's the procedure. Right, Bill? Would you agree?
No.
I'm not sure what you're talking
We
about.
don't
Dan-
take in surety. I'm not even talking about names, I'm just talking about the overall.
Dan owned the project, Wes.
Yep,
He sold it,
Right,
okay,
okay? He had put the bond up. He sold the project.
okay.
So the person that bought it is responsible for doing the work now. Dan got his bond money back. The person that bought it went bankrupt,
Okay.
But had that
so it never got
person,
built.
had that person put bond money up again?
He never put bond money up, and he went bankrupt. Then it went up for auction, and
There's no
then,
project.
different project then, and then Louis bought it, and he's the one who's doing the work now, and we never requested a bond from him.
So there's no bond money out there.
There was a
What was
there
returned
was a
on?
lot,
So-
there was a lot
I'm
restriction.
handing out an email I sent to town council, which gives an overview of what's occurred to date.
Okay, this is a new email, it's not in our packet?
It's not in your packet.
Not in our packet, okay.
And basically, Lou, you can have one. So basically, I would say let's wait to hear back from Jay on this.
Yep.
Okay?
Say we
This
have.
gives a little summary of what happened.
Okay.
Let's just wait to hear back from Jay.
Yep, I agree.
okay, but what does it say here exactly? I mean, like, what year did he sell it?
November of 2006. That's when he posted the bond.
Post the bond.
When?
He posted the bond in 2007.
Yeah.
Right.
This is
Sold
chronological.
the
Right,
project.
right. Then he sold it.
Yes.
Okay.
When did you buy it? That would be when he sold it.
No,
No, I didn't buy it from,
No, you bought it from the guy that foreclosed, or you bought
Yes.
it from
no, bought it from the bank.
from the bank?
Okay,
That's
so,
not, that's not showing here in this time.
right.
When did you buy it?
After three owners, I'm the fourth owner,
Okay.
and the money disappears for the bond. Now, the town council said the money should have stayed with the town.
So this is a legal question.
Yeah.
Let's ask Jay
Yeah, yeah.
and get his
Yeah.
Well,
input.
it's not the point. You
Very
guys ain't
simple.
gonna get, if Jay says he's right, because that's what Jay made for a decision. But we'll get it from him.
That's right.
But now, let's say he said, okay, Louis right, but there's still no money.
Well, it went back
Let's
to
cross
Haney,
one,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
let's
No, no,
cross
no.
one bridge at a
Right.
time.
Right. So, but, and then, what should have happened, in my view, is before developer B came into the situation, right?
The board makes a decision, you're talking about a past board's decision that had information before them that maybe
Yeah.
you don't have.
No, I'm just, overall, the normal process would have been that before you release surety of a project, because this is, the surety is held for the best interest of the town and the people that are living there. So it would have been, if the new developer stepped in, for them to post surety before the release of
Okay.
developer A's surety being released. Now developer B to take over the project.
Shouldn't have been released till the work was done.
No,
No,
no, that's not right.
Or should have been
Replacement
released
of
when developer
surety.
B stepped up and bought the project, so the town should have held
Should have held the
surety
money.
through
And
no
wouldn't
matter what
surety
happened.
also,
That's what I was
wouldn't the
trying to
bond
say.
also increase? If it's 5 or 10 years later, numbers increase.
Because of the
That's true,
interest.
Right.
yep.
Yeah, the interest,
Now,
yeah.
the reason why I get skeptical about this bond, the last time Bill held a bond on me,
Oh, here
which
we
it
go.
was my negligence, he gave it back to me 20 years later.
Number one, the board controls that,
Okay.
I don't.
Okay, well, you guys
Just
never
as
did.
the case here,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Lou? The board makes these decisions, I don't.
Right,
Right?
right. But the
Thank
point
you.
is this here.
Non-voting member.
I'm gonna be out,
to none.
I'm gonna be out the cash again.
No, I said you're a non-voting
I mean,
member.
No,
because I know exactly what Jay's gonna say. Jay's gonna say, you're right, but it don't matter, there's no money. Okay? 20, I waited 20 years to get my last bond back. For
Did
Christ's
you
sake.
post that bond?
Huh?
The last
Yeah,
one you
I
got back, you posted it.
Cash,
Okay, yeah.
cash. 20 years to get the money back. Something's wrong someplace.
So
It's apples and oranges, I'm confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the big issue is that there should have been, like, we require with quite a few projects that were just released, I mean, up on Pond Street and things like that, that we try to hold, as well as Sunset Drive. We try to hold surety until the road's accepted. And the problem was the surety got released.
On those projects, the developers went under.
You're
and
correct,
we-
the board voted to release that surety. You're correct, the
Okay.
board voted to release that surety.
And we don't have, we as a town, and those citizens,
The board voted to release that surety, so we released the funds.
So, me being a newer guy here, not in the last 25 years,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think I understand, you said Haney sold it, he
Yeah.
got his bond back, because, so the
But he
next
sold
people.
it.
No,
He
no.
came in with a request, Aaron, to get his surety back.
Right.
After consulting with council and the board made a vote
The board took a
to
vote.
return that surety.
Right, in the end, the surety was returned
Correct.
to,
And,
Which was a
correct,
mistake.
and then we did get new surety.
which, did you?
Yes, we did.
well,
Yes,
this
we
is,
did.
The surety was in the
No bill
form of a
covenant.
no-build covenant.
No bill covenant,
So
so
we
we couldn't have
did
been
get
anywhere
That
surety.
was
else.
with us.
Correct.
Yeah, but wait a minute.
No,
Wait a minute, wait a
no,
minute.
that
This
is
is-
correct.
This is
See,
the old
I'm not
kind of-
wrong,
hey,
I'm
listen.
confused.
Okay,
No,
please,
maybe
please
it
let me
was.
explain this,
Yeah.
Aaron. Can I explain it?
Yep, go ahead.
This is what happened. CO shuffle again. 5 years later, he comes in looking for the bond money. The town wanted that work done, the town should have kept that money. I don't care if it goes for 50 years. If the town's gotta go in and do that job, what happens, Aaron? You work on them all the time. They have to
Doesn't
go,
cover the
they
money.
take that money and do the job. Am I right or wrong?
Yes,
Okay, that didn't happen here. What happened here was this. After 5 years, this board gives Dan back the money. It wasn't his money. It wasn't his money. It was the money that road needed drainage, it needed this, it needed that. The attitude of the town was, hey, you don't care who buys that or who owns it. The money stays here. Plain English.
Because it's in the best interest of those citizens
Right.
living up there.
Well, I would
To
agree.
make sure that their
There was
road.
nobody living, nothing had been built, Les. Nothing still hasn't been built except for the road. There's
you-
no
you'd
houses
still-
built yet.
No, there's one
Oh,
house.
there's one house up there now.
No, but what I'm
Yes.
saying, even for the other houses.
There's houses that abut that land, that use that as a driveway to their land. There's
That's
three
what it
houses
is,
now.
it's a driveway.
Correct. It's not a driveway. It is a road called Cardinal Drive. It is not a driveway. There's 3 driveways off of that, plus 2 vacant lots off that now. There's 5 lots.
Yeah, built in the
It's not the
80s.
town's, the town doesn't own it.
No, but the town
Then
should
why
have
the
kept
town-
the bond. It was a mistake.
Why did the town take the surety?
You guys, okay, now Jay's
didn't
gonna
take
give
the
me a
surety.
letter, but it doesn't matter, like I tell Jay.
Okay.
It don't matter what you give me, there's no money. Are you guys gonna write me a check? Ha, I got more chance getting hit by a locomotive walking out the
Yeah,
street.
but if there's no money, what do you, I'm with you and everybody. If there's no money, then what are you
Well,
asking for?
This is
Just a-
what happens to
a
me all the
clarity.
time.
It
Now,
it should, there should be a protocol, and
Yeah.
it seemed like it wasn't followed.
right, and the money shouldn't have been released.
Yeah.
But this board released the money.
Well, the other board.
This board.
A previous
This
planning
board,
board.
previous
The
members.
planning
Yes.
board.
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll get Jay on board with
I
this.
sent him that email. If you want me to add additional information, let me know. I'm happy to. But that's the summary of what's occurred to date.
Yep.
And that's the status of it. I'm waiting to hear from him.
But I didn't hear you say, I'm sorry, Lou.
What am I sorry about?
I'm sorry about giving away my money.
I don't do that.
Oh,
So what?
What,
what
I
funds can we
like that you
release?
think I have that kind of power,
But I don't understand.
but I don't.
What funds can we release?
Well, that's what I'm saying, there's no funds to
Right.
release,
Right.
right?
There aren't
So
any
what
funds.
I'm asking is, you're saying you released my money, but when you bought it, it had previously been released, and then
No,
The
that's
bond
the
should have been
difference.
pulled.
4
and it
years
should have been
later.
finished.
but,
Long time before.
oh, so it
Long,
should have
long-
never
It got-
gotten to you.
Yeah,
Never
it-
got it.
yeah,
Right,
before, yeah.
right.
So when this guy got foreclosed on, the
Should
town
have
should have gone
definitely,
ahead and
And
used the
built the
money.
drainage and
Use
did
that
the
money that
whole
was there.
thing,
Yeah.
but they didn't.
But isn't that the prior owner's bond?
No,
No,
it's tied to the project.
tied to the road.
So that's the
The
protocol,
approval.
that's what I'm
The
asking.
approval, yes.
So no matter what, if it transfers through 5
You
hands,
substitute
I don't
the
know if that's
surety.
true or not, we'll have to ask,
That's
that's
what I'm-
the question for Jay.
No, go in, because you have
That's
to
the
protect the
question for Jay.
residents.
no, I heard you say that. I
So
get
you
that.
should have requested a substitute surety before
Right.
releasing one, which is
Correct.
what Jay said.
But we
Right.
did get
At the meeting.
substitute surety. We got no
Right, we
build
got
covenants.
substitute surety. And we
5
gave
years
Dan
later.
back his money, and we had a no-build covenant placed on the property so that it couldn't be built unless, they couldn't build any houses on it until the road and everything
Correct.
was done.
Yes,
That was
but-
5 years later, though.
Yeah, 5 years later.
That was
The-
2012 or so?
According to this
That's because
timeline.
nothing was happening for 5 years.
No,
It
no,
was
no, but
sitting
what
there
I'm
in
saying
limbo.
is this here. Okay, you say that, but how about the people up there that was living on, I felt so bad for them, I went and paved it. Who you kidding? That road was awful. I paved it. You know why I paved it? It was so bad that it had to be paved. Now, I'll tell you, what happened? What would have happened to them people? No money to fix it, okay, so the town would have had to fix it.
Bill, is this a public way?
No,
No,
It's a private way.
it's a
Yeah.
private road.
Okay, it's a private road.
yes.
Right.
So why would be the purpose of us going up there videotaping and showing the road
Because I got a bond reduction request. It's standard protocol.
with no money in the?
There's no
It's
money.
standard protocol.
No money in the
What do you want me to do? I mean,
It's gonna be developed.
I know, but you
I
have
was
no money
actually
to
surprised to
release.
see it was paved out there.
But you have no money to release.
Yeah, all right, no money. That's the
It's
story of my
the board's
life.
decision,
Okay.
Wes. This is all the planning board's decision.
Okay. So it's on the plan.
I'm presenting information
Okay.
to you. You, in your infinite wisdom, make the decisions.
Right. And that's exactly what happened.
I don't know. It's,
But,
It's the sins of the father.
so, you're gonna, it doesn't matter
On
who
the
you
board.
ask, Ernie, doesn't it matter who you ask, because I'm never gonna get the money.
Right,
it's no,
Okay.
that's what it probably comes down
I
to.
know
a
you
little
guys
bit.
will take care of me in the future.
No, I mean,
there could be
my
17
recollection of it
cents.
was that the bond was returned and surety was gotten
Yeah,
back
but
to
it
the
should've
town
went to the-
in the form of
But
a
he should've
no-build
went to the
covenant.
guy, he should've went to the guy that, the guy whose who owned the land. The road had to be done, it got drainage this here, that there, that had to be done. Now, how were you gonna do it with no money?
Because the next developer should have would have had to put the bond up then. Dan didn't own it any longer. He didn't do anything to the project. We gave him back his money. The next
No,
developer
no,
should have.
5 years later,
Well, I don't remember the timeline, but.
You talk like
But
he
that's
writes
because
letters.
that's because it sat there for 5 years and nobody did anything with it.
Right, that's right, but the money should have stayed right here.
I don't,
I know.
as long as we got,
Right, that's what it-
we
that's
got,
what it
we got a
is.
form of
That's fine.
surety other than the cash
That's
bond,
fine.
which was a
It's protocol
no-build
mistake.
covenant.
It's
The
everything.
board was satisfied with that.
Yeah,
It
but how
still
about the
couldn't be
neighbors?
built on,
Shouldn't have
no
done it.
matter what,
Shouldn't have
unless the
done it.
road was completed first.
Because
So,
it stays in the project.
we still got, we got
That's equal to the
surety.
town.
Or if what it said.
So,
to do
we have a
And that-
request
yes.
before the board. We can wait to hear back from town council before we deal with it.
Yeah, well, Jay's gonna be.
We're gonna have to.
Or he can release my bond, but I don't have a bond and you don't have no money. So who's, come on, let's be honest with each other. This was a boo-boo.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not admitting to making a mistake, Louis.
Okay.
I think the board handled it the way they should have
I
handled it.
think that
when it
this
happened.
board had information that you may not have right now.
Right, and that, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it was
We'll-
5
we'll
years
review
later.
We'll review it, and we'll get in touch with Jay, and we'll have town council's opinion on it, and we'll go from there. How's that
Okay.
sound? That sounds
But
good?
he said to me, I told him not to release the bond.
Okay, well, I
You
don't.
gotta tell him that.
That's in the
Say,
meeting
You
minutes.
tell him that, and see if he- if he says
Yeah.
okay.
He said, don't release the bond.
Okay, we'll see what he has to say when we
See
talk
what
to
he
him
has to
then.
say.
Okay, we'll get in touch with him.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Lou?
Anything else?
No?
Nope.
You other guys taking my money, I just wanna know, maybe we're gonna need a little more cash.
We're surely not spending it on new chairs.
That got vetoed.
That's for damn sure. Okay, I wanna
All right,
thank you
Lou,
very
thanks for
much.
coming in.
Thank you.
We'll get to the bottom of it one way or the other.
See you later, Lou.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, you know, I didn't wear my glasses during that,
I
I
have
was
a quick
blind anyway.
question. We don't have any warrants on this fall town meeting, right?
We don't have anything on the warrant, right?
I don't believe
For
so.
the fall meeting?
I'd have to look.
Did we get in our,
we do.
did we get our monument request?
Yeah, that's on.
That's on, okay.
But
don't have to
I
present.
thought you might have to, I gotta see what they put on the warrant.
And when is that meeting?
I don't know.
It's November?
I'm not even focused on that right now.
Clarification,
I won't be here the first week. The first Sunday, is my flight.
is the lawyer,
When is that, Ernie?
First Sunday in November, I take off for a week to go stay in New York Mission.
Okay.
So that's the
I think
third,
it's the
that's the
second
third to the,
Tuesday,
Yep.
maybe.
so.
Yeah, because I have a suggestion. I did follow Sutton's town meeting, and they actually post videos explaining each warrant article on their YouTube page. So I know there's some concern about citizens not knowing about what an article is about. So their town manager and their town planner made these videos going over each article.
Okay.
So that may be something that we should look into
I think
if
that-
we're doing some
At
planning.
the time of the town meeting or prior to
No,
that?
prior.
Well, that's done at the selectmen's meeting when they review the warrant.
They review the
Well,
warrant, they send out the flyer. I mean, if you have a
It's a
request, I'd
specific-
go.
Done.
Yeah, it's a specific presentation that is
Kinda like you
for,
get it at the meeting.
like
Yeah.
me and you.
Yeah.
Hey, this
Coordinator,
article
what's his
is
name,
coming
moderator?
up, this is what it's about,
Which
so
is
that
okay.
people are very well informed. If there's some hot,
Yeah, well,
You know.
they do that that's all, that whole process is done at the selectmen's meeting when they review the warrant. So people can tune in and watch that and they'll know everything that's going on with the article. If the whole article's explained, it's talked about, and it's presented on the warrant.
And at finance.
Yeah. So they can
well, I
get,
think it's more talking one-on-one and explaining like what a citizen, how a citizen would do it, not just like, wow, 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 like, you know, zooming in.
It doesn't probably go
and-
into deep discussions.
Yeah.
I mean, like a board does, like we do. in These deep
well,
discussions.
that's up to the
on
selectmen or the town manager if they
Yeah.
wanna do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if they have assistance.
Makes sense.
Well, we've got a lot of things that we're planning to do coming up, so,
We'll
it
have a
may be
public,
something.
that's the purpose of a public hearing, we have our public hearing on this, so. we'll do
Yeah,
that
but I
then.
think the intent is that people at their leisure can go online onto
Yeah,
YouTube.
they
There's
can. Our
50
meetings are all
trillion
recorded,
things on it, and then actually hear two people discuss the pros and cons of something, I guess.
Like they say, like warrant 1 to 5.
Yeah,
So if you know that warrant between 1 and 5, you tune into that instead of going through a whole entire meeting and not knowing where is what.
It's nice to
Well,
get
that's,
that level.
that's up
I
to
mean, if
the, that's
we're-
up to the town administrator.
Well, I'm just saying,
and the
if
selectmen
we're
they
gonna
wanna
be
do that.
doing the affordable housing thing, which we got the grant, we signed up for that. We have the solar regs, we have what other one were we doing? Not the multi-town, residential compounds, what we're changing, I mean, I think it's pretty direct and more clarifying versus just watching a video, I don't know. I mean, I can try to watch to see how their meeting goes, because
I
they're
think,
coming up.
I think
Yeah.
people that are concerned should do their due diligence if they wanna know what's going on too. So, I mean, if you wanna present something to the selectmen about doing that, that's fine. I mean, it's not for us to say that we're gonna do that. It's cable.
Okay.
Yeah, it would have to be produced for kids, but if it's something
Yeah,
that we're presenting, whether it's a good
Well,
idea or
we're-
not.
I think
We're
we
part
do
of
want- I
planning
think we-
board.
I think we
And if
do
we
it
wanna
fine when
plan
we have
stuff-
public hearings.
We're supposed to be
and
like the other
public
communities like Uxbridge and Sutton, where you're actually planning and advancing your town.
Right, proactively.
Yes. So what did we accomplish in the Springtown meeting? What article did we sponsor?
None, I don't think. We did we did the zoning change, which is another thing.
Nope, that wasn't ours, that was the EEBC.
No, I presented it.
Okay, so, that was the EEBC.
There was like 3 we presented.
That was led by the EEBC.
Which zoning
And
change?
people didn't know where
On Main Street.
it was.
Main Street.
The industrial,
Okay, well,
Land.
that's something to talk about, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, well, the idea is
Yeah,
that
take off.
we're moving
I
forward.
mean, it's 5 minute meeting, 5 minute video.
Worthwhile, definitely. It uses the technology today, that's the key.
Hey, everybody's telling you how to fix something on eBay.
I
I mean,
know.
not on eBay, YouTube, and
I
this
watch
is the
it.
same kind of thing.
Okay.
Giving people information.
all right, moving on with our
What's
agenda.
going here?
The solar regs.
Solar rigs.
Okay, I put Webster's in your packet tonight, last time I gave you Sutton.
Yep, yep.
So I don't know how you wanna go about this.
I think Sutton was, did you reviewed and compared the two, or you just handing off the paperwork?
Nope, handing out the paperwork.
Okay.
So is this, do they have a chart to go with this?
I
Do you
didn't see a
sample?
chart.
Do you see
No, I
them?
did not see a chart with it.
Okay. The reference
But
subsection
these are like
H.
a lot of things we went over with all our solar. It's
Yeah.
not, it's not,
I think the table's supposed to go with this to show, because we had the concern when we were doing Wall and Lake for residential,
right.
in
Yeah,
solar and residential in such a large field and it being site plan review. So there was minimal conditions that we could put on it, on the project.
Yeah,
And that's why we started looking at the solar
regs.
bylaw.
It's needed.
So we can have more control of permitting it.
Yeah. So the smart program that the state's implemented is now looking into, not impacting the residential areas. So, I've gone through and studied that, and, but we still have to put some zoning regs in there should something go into a residential area. We want something that's gonna meet the criteria, so we're not.
Well, the definitions are important because it tells you what size becomes a small scale, large scale, ground mounted.
Yeah, so
That's good.
That's good.
yeah.
And like small scale is allowed in all zoning districts and allowed as an accessory use.
You know,
Which is
Yes,
gonna be a
like,
building
this is
requirement.
nice,
Yeah.
but in practicality, the only place we have any land is in residential areas. It's not like we have, some of these other areas, the
You-
towns
you-
are set up differently.
You have mixed
This
use areas. You have residential, commercial, you have village business.
Well, I know you got those
industrial.
other things, but you need a certain amount of land to put up a solar farm.
Well, it's telling you, I mean, the uses
Yeah.
are important. I mean,
That's
everything goes to
Webster
planning
or
board.
Sutton, I can't read them.
I'm just saying that they define what a large scale is, and then you go to number 3 under C, and it says, the planning board's the granting authority, so it comes back to us.
Yeah.
Whereas they're trying to, all the smaller ones in any use, where, and then number 2, it says, small scale solar shall not be allowed as a primary use, only as an accessory use in small scale in all zones. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
good.
and then, but this is also just so you know, this is site plan review still, with all of these kind of conditions, the framework.
So if on a small scale, to that point, a small scale is someone, for example, a homeowner. We know a few of them in town that have, 24 panels. So that would be considered a small scale.
Right on the roof, you mean?
No,
you're talking
detached.
internally.
It could be
Detached.
Some big
Ground
well,
mount.
some people have them mounted in the backyard. don't they?
Ground-
And
mounted,
I
yeah.
prefer those, to be honest with you. I don't,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of the ones that are mounted on the roofs, but,
Yeah.
it's personal preference. But, I think, yeah, what we have to probably do is, you know, I mean, I'm okay with Webster's, the way it's written. They do have a town planner,
And
But-
also.
but I think we'd have to modify some things, so we understand that in RRA, this is where it's gonna go. If you're gonna do a large scale in RA, then yes, we're gonna have to trigger certain planning board.
It's gonna be a special permit
Yeah.
by the planning board.
Yeah,
I agree.
So
okay with that?
that would protect something detrimental.
yeah. The SMART program right now, as it sits, going from 2019 into 2020,
Yeah.
is gearing away from residential. It could flip 2 years from now, but that's why we need something in place.
Gearing away from what?
It's gearing away from residential use for solar farms, large basis solar farms. What they are pushing for is more industrial space as
Yeah.
well as residential, commercial space. So the combo of residential, commercial space. So,
Just, that's what I was saying, we don't have a lot of that to offer.
correct. That's
Right,
because we
so
haven't
this is
updated
gonna
our
be
zoning
allowed in all
maps.
zones. So the large scale would need a special permit from the planning board.
Right. They can't just come in and do it. They would
Not
have to
just
come get a
site
special
plan
permit.
review.
Right,
then-
it says it under I. Right.
I think this one's good. They also have, they are in appeals, so we may wanna look at that decision with one of the solar, people, so I think we need to see what,
Company,
how exactly we can limit so that we don't, get into that type of
That was good.
situation. Whatever the issue, they
Yeah.
might have pushed the size, they might have pushed
Yeah.
whatever it was, I don't know, but I did see that there was an appeal. They did not grant somebody the special permit, so may need to.
And we can always
Yeah.
amend this. I mean,
yeah.
after it becomes part of zoning.
I know Webster's,
Right.
yeah.
Later on, we can amend it as we understand things better.
Stable.
But at least get something
Yeah.
before town meeting.
Because, like Mike said, it's all in residential zone, it's all in RA.
Right.
So at least we can have some control on conditions and
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
sizing
The
and,
incentive might switch. back to
area.
residential.
Some towns just aren't
Yeah.
set up for big arrays.
Smart,
And you
that
can't go
Smart
stick them in
Brothers not.
residential areas.
Well, we might flip
Probably.
back
It's not-
next,
not
I
the way
mean,
you
who knows
wanna
where it's gonna
live.
go.
right,
But those S-Recs are
You
terrible.
Correct, correct. And it may,
You have large tracts of industrial.
2.0 might be something in residential
Don't,
more.
but.
If we get something in place.
I
we'll
know,
do
that's
more.
where
we should-
rezoning comes into play.
Right, but we should try to protect
Bill,
residential
this is-
areas from.
this is
Yes,
good.
and this is
Having this
gonna,
done.
yeah, I think we should move
Yeah.
forward with this one.
We're good with
Yeah,
Webster's?
Yeah.
Ernie, you
I
good with
I like
Webster?
Webster's, yes. Yeah.
Ernie, I guess. Bill?
I like Webster too.
Yeah, I think we're, as a board, we're good with the Webster zoning,
Why don't we,
Yep.
we
Regs.
Yep.
and we
try
definitely.
to adopt it and bring it to town meeting?
Yeah.
Now, this is gonna be.
I'm gonna read the Sutton one
Yeah.
again too. I don't have it with
Yeah.
me tonight, but I wanna
Okay.
read both of them
Sure,
and see if we can
sure.
incorporate
Yeah.
the two of them. And maybe there's
It's
something in the
very
Sutton one,
similar,
too.
their table,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right.
for
There's no table.
residential special permit,
Yeah.
yeah, cause
Yeah.
they allow, in commercial, industrial, they allow it as of right, so you're not getting your
Do they
permit.
give setbacks
This is
also?
gonna make you get a special permit,
Yeah.
anything over the 250.
But under the 250, are there any dimensional requirements from other property lines and such? Not in this
So the
one.
hook is Mass General Law, Chapter 48, Section 3, the Dover Amendment, we've heard
Yep.
so much about.
Oh, we got it.
And it says, "No zoning ordinance or bylaw shall prohibit or unreasonably regulate the installation of solar energy systems or the building of structures that facilitate the collection of solar energy,
That's fine.
except where necessary to protect the public health, safety, or welfare."
Perfect.
Okay?
This is
So,
unreasonable.
I'm just pointing this out, so whatever path we choose, that's the governing language with the
Right, but it
statute.
leaves it open to the board for that.
Yeah, we're
To
not
judge
saying.
To the point on the appeal,
Yeah.
that's what you're being measured against.
Right.
Okay, you can't just arbitrarily not issue a special permit.
Agree.
Yeah, but if we, like we've done before, you request to move, setback on the panels away from a neighborhood, but not impact them adversely, then that would probably be upheld.
Correct.
Just sort of, we're smart enough, I think we did a really
Okay,
good
yeah,
job,
no,
yeah.
I'm just,
Yeah.
No, but
making
it's
everyone-
important, yeah.
So Webster's got in trouble with theirs, not this zoning thing, but related to zoning solar projects, is because one expired and it was trying to implement the solar plan and on expired permit, so they had to redo the whole thing in the bid process, which was the one that went up on Cutworth Road, which was on the town's old landfill. And then there was another one where an applicant submitted a zoning plan, a solar plan, and he submitted it, and then there was the time of discussions, and something changed related to that area where it was going in, so it should have been grandfathered because the discussion happened
Right.
before.
Right.
So those are the two, just to educate the board.
Okay.
So I have done studying and homework on that, and I mean, of what, not just, towns have adopted, but also what the state's been doing, so I'm okay with the Webster one, but to Ernie's point, yeah, I mean, take a read through.
Yeah.
Maybe at our next meeting, we can make a recommendation to move forward for the Maytown meeting, so we can implement some type of solar.
Do you have any input on it, Bill, other than reading the Dover Amendment?
No,
to us?
Yeah, I mean, all right.
No, I think it's important
Oh,
to not,
it's very important. Yeah, I mean,
to understand,
Dover.
I don't think you can just say, you know,
can't.
because it's a special permit,
We've already learned that.
yeah,
No, you have to
you
grant
know, I just want you to be
Yeah,
aware,
no.
that's all.
Keep that in mind, board, so. when
Public safety.
Jeremy had a question. Jeremy had a question?
Yeah, Jeremy.
Present himself.
Jeremy Flansburgh, 63 Monroe Street. Is there I can't distinguish what's between a small installation and a large installation.
Well, this one is
Is
250
it based on
kilowatt.
kilowatts?
Kilowatts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I
Yeah.
have 30 solar panels on my house right
Yeah.
now.
That'd be
Yep.
small.
And I think
That's
I got a
small.
5.5
Yeah,
kilowatt
it's
system.
small. It's based on.
Right, yeah, it works out really well.
Yep.
I just didn't know, that's probably a good way to start, what's,
Right,
Yeah.
there is a,
if
What is it
you can only
like?
do, I didn't have to pull a permit
Yep.
because I'm in a rural agricultural
Yep.
zone,
yeah,
an RA zone, and it was a small installation. But now,
Well,
what
you-
would
you had it.
constitute a big
That's it.
installation?
Oh, yeah.
If I, now, if
Like
I
100
put
panels.
another 100
No,
panels
no.
in my field,
right.
now do I have to come in front of the board? I mean, just to be clear.
Right,
It would be,
yeah,
it would be
it's-
It's
helpful.
rated by kilowatts.
It's rated by kilowatts, and you
Yeah.
trigger that,
Yep.
whether you need a special permit or if you can do it
But
without
to
a
be
permit.
fair to what the
With
public
kilowatt power,
heard,
gotta
you
do
still
it.
have to have permits, and you did, to put any.
Oh, yeah, I'm not arguing, I'm just saying, it would be helpful
Yeah.
to at least have that,
Yep.
Yeah,
so there's some guidelines, so.
right.
you know-
When we do this, we'll have a chart probably.
I might be able to go with 99 panels and get right underneath the
Right, right.
kilowatts,
Yep.
and then not install the 100th panel,
Right,
and then I'm all set.
Won't trigger the
And then I don't have to bother you.
As long as
Yeah.
everyone understands the threshold.
Jeremy, for what we're reading here, for the audience member, small scale solar would be,
Less than.
250 kilowatts.
That's a lot.
Right?
That's a lot of
Which,
kilowatts.
yeah, 250
Okay.
kilowatts would be a small farm, and large scale would be anything over that size and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Roughly 250 kilowatts is about
I
1,000
think I'm like
panels.
20.
I know, I could
Okay.
probably do
Okay.
one of my
That's
whole
just so you know.
fields and
Yeah,
it's about
and not
1,000
even have to
panels.
come in
That's
front of you
too
guys.
much.
Probably could.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
That would be covering like a
Yeah,
half an
maybe
acre
we
of
need to adjust
solar.
that number.
we might want to look at
Why
all
don't we,
that.
why don't I do some research on that personally?
Okay.
Because I know.
We're a different town. More research. We'll bring it up next meeting.
This one, just let everybody know, if we don't have the chart, this one does not allow as of right for industrial, commercial.
Yeah, we need to have that in there.
So
Yeah, that's gotta be fine.
it would be a special permit, anything over the 250, no matter what zone you're in. So they made it more simplified, but I don't know, Sutton is permitted, is allowable as of right, no special permit, it would be just site plan review.
And
In industrial and commercial, let's just say.
and we'd have to look up the two, compare the two.
Yeah, yeah, we got some more.
Or we just
Yeah.
stick with that,
Yeah.
with
And we
all
can get
zones.
educated on how many panels is roughly
Yeah.
per 100 kilowatts.
Read this,
I mean, what's the
Did-
size of
did-
those?
Did Webster rate that, or is that mandated by the state, which triggers,
no, Webster wrote
They
this.
put this in?
okay, so, what do they have, 250 you said?
Yeah,
Yeah, so that,
right here. It might
okay,
be
so
too
does
much.
the state have a regulation of what triggers
A small scale.
a small scale or a large scale?
I think there's guidelines, I don't know how formal they are.
Okay.
I mean, when I looked at this for wind stuff years ago,
Yeah.
there was a distinction between small scale and large, and my recollection is 250.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
I think our bylaw on wind has 250.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
does.
I know,
yeah.
I know the
Oh,
figure
we
came- I
have
know the
that?
figure came
A
up
10
somewhere.
kilowatt is between 30 and 40 panels.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
So this
I
thing-
think we need to probably
This
adjust
thing
that.
is 25 times that. That would be 25 times 40,
Correct.
which is
What'd I say?
1,000 panels.
What did I say?
which would
Yeah.
probably
Thousand
cover
panels.
half an acre.
Did I say
Yeah,
it, 1,000
so
panels?
we
This is
should
way
probably-
too big.
Correct, correct.
yeah.
That's why I just wanted to educate the board that it's about 1,000 panels.
Oh my God.
It's because when you hit 1 megawatt, it's 4,000 panels. But again,
That's considered small?
no,
A
that's-
thousand kilowatts is a
Before
megawatt.
that.
Yeah. So this regs is written up that you do 1,000 panels. To Jeremy's point, 999 panels.
Would be
and you're
allowed.
You'd be
And
allowed
no
that in your
special
backyard
permit,
with no
yeah.
special permit.
When did
Okay.
this apply to roof units? That's what I would.
Oh, it doesn't matter,
No, no.
Ralph, it's not addressing,
But-
but
Which would be
but-
by definition
Correct.
almost small, right? I mean,
But what
that's,
the energy company requires is that you really.
you need three-phase for that.
No,
too.
but you meter out zero. But you're not an energy producer. Ernie can't become Ernie
Power.
Solar or Ernie Power, right? Because he put in 900 panels
Yeah.
and he wants to basically get a check from National Grid or the electric company. So they prefer you to zero out. You know what I mean, at the end of the day.
There's a
So
lot
what
of
you
panels
use
there.
is what you take in, and that's
It
it.
doesn't work like that.
It does, yeah.
What happens usually, because like in June and July,
Yeah,
and sometimes August,
Yeah.
they credit your account.
Correct.
And then eventually, if you build up enough credits,
Yeah.
you could go out and get an electric hot water heater, and now you could start doing your hot water off of electric if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But once again, September and October rolls around,
Yeah.
and you just start
Stop down.
sucking up your credits.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just.
But they don't
that's how
want,
it works.
yeah, but they don't want you to become a power company.
Correct,
you know,
right,
as a
right,
reg-
right. You get two meters,
Yeah.
one in, one out.
Correct.
And whatever goes out, they pay you dollar for dollar, and you know,
They wanna-
what comes in.
They like
Simple as
to
that.
zero out at the end of the day.
Okay, well, let's do our
Okay,
research, and we're getting
Now we know
close.
it's
All right,
1,000
That's
panels.
good. 250. Yeah, because that's a quarter of a megawatt right there.
I know. You know what that means? You can leave those lights on all you want.
All you want. Jim Bodett, he'll leave all the lights
All
on.
right, let's go to our next agenda item.
Do we want to take number 8 first, since Jeremy's here?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is that what you came for? Okay,
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
save residential compounds, and
Yeah,
multi-town did
for
not
next-
pass in Sutton. I thought we were already decided on that.
Yeah, we'll just.
Yeah, I don't know
Why
why
is
that's
that on the agenda?
We don't know why that's on the agenda.
Okay,
We
so,
don't.
there you go.
We don't
Now
know.
we're on 8,
Okay.
and, cause, Mike.
I'm gonna
likes
put those,
residential
move those
compounds.
two down below.
Do
Okay,
we want to? I guess we can.
alright.
it didn't, excuse me. did-
All right, let's go
did
to
we-
number 8.
Did we dismiss this whole idea, didn't we? We have no interest in multi-town stuff.
Yeah,
That's a
Correct.
proper
Just
conclusion.
put a line right through it.
and
That's
one
what
or
I-
two of the other
Sorry.
towns did not vote for it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
number 8, you say?
All right, number 8, request for, no. Oh, I'm sorry, 1-year earth removal permit extension. Fine sand and stone, 439 Northeast Main Street.
So you did vote at the last meeting to authorize a 1-year extension. We did share town council's correspondence and email. I think Jeremy is probably here regarding that.
Okay.
Tonight is just procedural. You prepared the special permit for your signature, but I'm sure the board's happy to hear what Jeremy has to say.
Okay, Jeremy?
All right, yeah.
Name and address?
Jeremy Flansburgh, 63 Monroe Street.
Thanks.
I just, procedurally, on the 22nd of, I believe it was September, this board agreed that they should get town council opinion on the actual advertisement, whether we had to go back and re-notify all the abutters, put it in the Telegram and Gazette, and of course, it was not properly notified on the board. When I mentioned that on the 22nd, on
24th.
24th, I'm sorry, you could be right, I'm not gonna argue with you on that one. It was
I was
somewhere in
chairing.
the, yes, she
Yeah.
was the
Yes.
chairman at the time.
Yeah,
Temporary chairman. But anyways, I guess it was apparently posted, Maria had posted it on the 3rd to the town clerk. And it was not on the town's website, where I constantly check. Now, the meeting was posted, it was not posted on the 3rd, I guess it was given to the town clerk. Now, whether she posted on the board, I don't know. It was not on the website. And typically, it would come out on the website, and then it was revised and posted on the 7th at 11:27. Now, I went to the Attorney General's office and I talked to them about the open meeting laws. and it has to be posted within 48 hours of the meeting. Now, it was posted on the 7th at 11:27 on the town's website. Now, whether it was posted on the 3rd on the board here, I do not know. But it was given to the town clerk. Now, on prior meetings, it would say, planning board agenda 10:3, and then on 10:7, it would say, new town meeting revised, or 10:7 revised. And it was less than 24 hours from when the meeting was. The only reason why I was not at this last meeting on 10/8 was because I didn't know about it. I read the town's agenda that morning before 11:27, excuse me, 10:27, I mean, 10:07, I beg your pardon.
No.
And it wasn't posted. It got posted at 11:27 on the 7th. I'm just saying, I talked with the Attorney General's office, I've talked with Carrie at the Attorney General's office quite a few times, and you guys are really skirting on the edge of the open meeting laws. Because you knew about it on September 22nd, she said that's not like, it should have been definitely have taken care of. So on the 3rd, when it was given from Maria to the town clerk, it should have been posted on the town's website. Now, the Attorney General's office has also ruled that anybody in this town, the town's website is not where it's,
It's not the official post.
correct. It's supposed to be on this board.
On the board.
Correct.
Yep.
And they have admitted that, and that might be something you might want to talk to council or something about, because as a citizen, I really utilize that quite a bit.
Right.
To unfortunately bother you guys on some of things. But, you know, to be fair and honest, I really think that, something just seems not transparent, kind of deceiving. I'm not saying that it was done purposely. I'm just saying, and town council even taking their position and saying that it should be re-advertised, not only in the board, the Telegram and Gazette, and all abutters should be advised that I think that that's the proper procedure that should be done. I mean, if you guys, you're a board, if you want to go against your attorney's opinion, I work for a municipality and I would definitely never do that, but it's your opinion. So I'm just saying, I'm kind of a little aggrieved because I don't really think that there's a lot of transparency on the way that this was kind of handled. And as you all know, I've been at this now for probably a good 5 years. I wasn't in favor of it, and I knew that this was gonna happen. It's gonna be a big hole, and probably, hopefully, hopefully something will change, but
Jeremy, let me know what you're talking about, because I have no idea. So you're talking about
Sleepy Hollow.
Lost it.
what you do for 5 years, what have we been looking at for 5 years? 'Cause I
Sleepy
haven't been
Hollow.
here. Sleepy Hollow.
The earth removal permit for Sleepy Hollow.
Right, I remember that, but,
Jim Pyne.
I believe that's what we were talking about on the agenda.
Last meeting.
no, but you said something you've been looking at for 5 years.
He's been coming to the meetings.
So it's an important matter to him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, no, I mean, that's what I figured. I didn't know if you were like part of a watchdog group or something.
No, he's in a butter.
No, he's in a butter.
Okay.
He's just, and I think related to that meeting, Jeremy, I think there was at least 2 revisions to that agenda, or maybe 3,
Yes.
okay? So there was revisions. And I know it's not, the website's never, you hope it's always the updated version and stuff like
2
that.
websites.
You know what I mean? And,
The old
no, you're not supposed to use the
4 days.
Yeah, no,
still
no,
there.
and I agree.
It's there.
But I think it being posted is kind of what the Attorney General's told us, myself being, running into the same situation where thinking things were on the agenda. And I think we did discuss that matter regarding extending the permit, the earth removal permit, was because of past decisions. And I know Bill had we actually asked Bill to pull in the earth removal language
Is this,
that covered it.
is it
This is
an
the
administrative
regulations,
weakness that's
Jeremy,
doing
if
this?
you
I
wanna
mean, it
take a
isn't-
look at
it-
that.
No, I'm
No,
good.
there's no,
I trust you.
Intent.
No, no, no.
we did what we were supposed to do by posting it on that board out there. That's the official
Okay.
posting
So-
of the meeting.
So, well,
The website and all that stuff, that does that, but it's, if it doesn't get caught up with it, it's not the fault of the board
yeah,
to.
we don't have.
I'm not saying it's the fault of the
Well,
board.
you know, we try to be accommodating to a fault, really. We try to
We
move
get
things
them on our
along. You know,
But that's it, right?
historically, we did have a cutoff on Thursday before the Tuesday meeting. We wouldn't accept anything additional.
Sure.
And we wouldn't revise an agenda. They'd have to wait 2 weeks. You know, we try to be overly accommodating. If the board agrees, we can go back to that policy.
Well,
It's through the chair. If there's something, like you said, unanticipated, the chair is allowed to do that, to adjust within 48 hours of the meeting. We shouldn't have 3 revisions because of something that wasn't put on there that we wanted.
Sometimes things get,
Correct, but there was the order of things too, that which caused a little more confusion, you know, through the chair, is because I think I was walking in thinking, okay, here's the 1, 2, 3 items, and I was like, well, there's 1, where the hell's 2?
So because we're being
Right.
accommodating, we're skirting that what Jeremy's saying, it's getting us in trouble.
Yeah, well, I don't,
You know,
not in trouble, but.
No, we're not-
But not in
No,
trouble.
no, but
But we're
I
not-
think, I think things
the
that we're supposed
revisions
to.
no
aren't
one should
making that
have
board.
the opinion that, or the perception that there is malfeasance or
Right.
lack of transparency,
Yeah.
because we try to be as transparent as possible.
But I heard a
Yeah.
couple of words
We
that,
do post revised stuff.
We do.
So it was posted in the town hall.
It was.
Okay.
It wasn't done on the
mean,
20,
that's-
on the 20.
No, no,
That's-
Yeah,
24th,
the
but
board-
it's-
It wasn't
That
done.
counts. That
There's a
counts.
cable advisory committee and all that stuff that handles all that. I mean, we post it where we're supposed to post it, and then we give it to them.
No,
to-
the town clerk posts what she gets from Maria.
Yes,
She
it's
says she
posted.
cuts and pastes and goes right into. Now, if you see on past months, it has the original post, which should have been the 3rd, and then it would have the second one, which would be revised, which would have said the 7th.
Yep.
The 3rd was never there. The 7th was there, but it didn't say revised. But when you opened up the file, it did say revised.
Okay.
See what I'm trying to say?
It wasn't a
It's
title.
very deceiving. I was going around, Mr. Chairman, I was going around and around and around. I was like, I don't know.
when we
I don't
say it's
agree with
very
him.
uninformative, I don't know that the word deceiving should be used there. Uninformative, it was done incorrectly.
Well, I can tell you one thing, the Attorney General says she does not know what the meaning of discussion is in your agenda, because the word discussion is not defined by the Attorney General. So you guys also might want to discuss how you label your agendas, because the word discussion, either it's a meeting or it's not a meeting. If it's not a meeting, we are not taking the vote. I mean, you can't have a vote and call it discussion.
But that is,
That's what the Attorney
Discussion
General
is what
I'm,
we-
sir, I'm not an attorney.
Okay.
but discussion, we use it here, and it talks about everybody who talked about it on the board, and that's
Are you
enlightening.
saying that
We do.
the voting was under discussion at the last hearing?
Correct. Is it a, first off, is it an official meeting where you're taking a vote, which you did? She says that can't be under discussion. There is no such
Oh, we don't have the last
meaning
meeting, right.
of discussion. The Attorney General says, I do not know what they
24th,
mean
last
by
one, yeah.
discussion. I've talked with the lady. You can talk with her yourself. Her name's Terry.
No, definitely.
Well, under discussion-
What else would we call it? It's something
No,
that we
he's
didn't
saying
have
that there
a
shouldn't be anything voted for under discussion.
public meeting.
It
Correct.
should be
You
an
don't
agenda
vote under
item.
discussion.
Yeah, but it can be agenda
Who
item.
says?
Public
Because
hearing or public
if it's
meeting.
under discussion, you get under the guise of not having to advertise it.
So we're using the wrong
He's
word,
correct.
right?
He's correct about that.
So why don't we change the word?
You're under the,
To what?
but if it's not
No,
under
no, the
discussion, you
issue
have
is,
to.
I mean, we
you
do
to-
have a lot of topics that we're not voting on, that we're just, that's tonight's all.
Yeah, that's fine. You can talk about stuff, but if you're gonna vote on something, if you're
But
gonna
at the
sign
time, we
something
didn't know we were
tonight.
voting on anything, and frankly,
We vote on stuff that's not
if
a
you
public
recall, the
hearing.
way it happened, We
Does
had the
this-
question, we got feedback, the presentation of the feedback, I actually was expecting a filing before then, but
Well, on two, topic two, Whitin Reservoir, there's a vote at the end. So it says discussion.
It was
It's
all
under,
discussion.
the whole thing, the whole day.
no, you're looking at
You're looking
meeting
at the
minutes,
meeting
right?
minutes.
The meeting minutes.
No, he's talking about the
is what he's talking
agenda.
about,
Oh, just
Aaron.
agenda?
Yeah,
So
Yes, sir.
if it's under discussion, what Jeremy is saying that the Attorney General said is that we can't,
Oh, well, they should
Vote
say agenda.
under-
we can't
You're
vote.
saying accessory apartments, we can't vote if they're under discussion.
Right.
That should be a voted item.
Even though it's not a required for renewal for advertisement.
right,
Put another category then.
right.
Which is agenda.
Well, it has to be agenda,
Right.
but it says.
Could be
at the top-
votes, we could.
Good.
It says at the top
Change it
agenda,
up.
Action,
Action.
planning board
Action.
What do you
meeting.
guys think? Action?
Doesn't
action, it
even
makes
say
it sound
agenda.
like you're doing
Good,
something.
good
Yeah.
catch, Jeremy.
No, because yeah, I mean,
I mean, the
We're
word,
volunteers here, so-
everything on our agenda is under discussion.
but we do take action on vote.
Because they're
Right.
not,
But it's
They're not
still,
public
it's still,
hearings.
No, no,
it
but
is
we
still
should-
our agenda.
But the point is, it doesn't even say
And it
agenda.
So I don't know,
doesn't say
I
agenda
understand the sticky
either.
point right
Yeah,
here,
it
but.
doesn't say agenda, so we should probably change it up.
So why, so you wanna lose the word discussion and just go to agenda?
Jeez,
Well, the
look at
Attorney
that, yeah,
General's
you're right.
saying
Yeah,
we're
it-
not,
If she doesn't say
Meeting
what's a different word, we'll
requirements.
put a different word there.
it is semantics, but
Right, it
it's
should say-
It used to,
important.
Right.
I know it used to.
Well, how about
Is it-
items to be voted
Oh,
on?
yeah, it's something like that. Yeah, let's get it right. I mean, it's paperwork. I mean, it's just do it.
I mean, discussion is discussion, I get
No, no, I
it, you
get
guys.
it.
I didn't
discuss
expect to
stuff,
vote
but-
on that anyway, you know.
So,
But let's get the categories right so that we're following the laws. You know, that's the,
I couldn't agree more.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, we all agree.
all right, so we should have a agenda written out there, discussion, and then,
Some
action.
people say business.
And then things for,
Action, so
accessory
we know we're gonna
apartment.
vote. Take a vote, so underneath action, you could say, the board is to take a vote on this.
Just take off the word discussion and have our agenda what it is.
What
No
the
more,
agenda is.
no more word discussion, that's all you have to do.
following
Yep,
up
you're right.
further what Jeremy just
And then
said.
and anything that comes up at that meeting, we
Action
can
or
vote on it at
whatever.
the time. of
Okay,
the
and
meeting.
the word
It's-
agenda?
Or even action needed,
Yeah,
being, a vote is needed.
Yeah.
action required.
Yeah,
I mean, you could have discussions about stuff till the cows come home, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna vote on it, some people wanna come in and talk about these things.
Well, anything we post on our agenda, if it's on the agenda, and if you wanna talk about it, come in.
Absolutely,
We'll just-
and
we'll just
that's what I
break
wanted to do, but
the
it
word
wasn't posted
discussion-
on the
the word
website on
discussion will
the
not
third,
be
so
on
I
the-
missed it
So
on
you
the
Will
could
not- The word
do,
discussion will not be on there anymore. Whatever's listed on our agenda, we would be able to vote on that night without that word
Yes,
discussion.
You can leave it on, if, I'm just saying, the
No,
Attorney General just told
understand.
me.
I understand where you're coming from, Jay, I agree with you.
right,
The word
right,
discussion can be.
I'm no
interpreted
attorney, I
differently.
can tell you that, Mr. Chairman.
Could, where it says, we would put instead of discussion, agenda as advertised, and then have agenda not advertised, or something where you might have
we
an
could
accessory
do
apartment.
business, public
I would say
hearings,
just strike
other
the word
business.
discussion. That way, anything that's on our
I
agenda.
think it
Other
needs to be
business.
labeled.
I think so too.
It needs to be labeled.
Just a label, just a label.
Trying to print this out, but I can't hack
If you
them.
wanna do that, I mean, I'm just saying, the word
They don't have
discussion is
an
what's throwing
Right, it should
everything
say
off.
agenda items.
Right, and anything that's on that agenda, if it's not under discussion, we can vote on it that night. Rather than saying, oh, we didn't put it under, we're gonna
Right,
vote on
that's
it tonight.
good. Yeah.
If something comes in for a vote that night, if we can vote on it that night, I don't wanna make it wait another 2
yeah, but
weeks.
his point is, if you take this out of here, when he looks at this, he likes to know what things are coming up for vote,
For real vote.
so it makes,
Any-
he'll come or he won't come, depending on
something
whether
that's
it's
an
a
agenda
vote.
item.
So by taking that out of there, anything on that, underneath that can come up for
I
vote
don't
that
know,
night.
that's the
Right, by-
requirements
by
anyway.
putting-
So if you want to attend the meeting, attend the meeting if there's
Okay,
something on
what
the.
it should say-
let me work on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And,
You're right.
So isn't,
So
I mean,
Uxbridge Planning Board does business, then does public hearings, then does other business lawfully coming before the board. So they're voting, the Board of Selectmen also
Public
does
hearing.
business and public hearings. The business says decide and vote or discuss and vote, you can do.
Can you vote?
Yeah, discuss
can
and
have a
vote
vote
under
under-
business.
Yes, the word
And then you
discussion has
have
to
your
be taken
public
out, that's all you
hearings,
have.
which I think we
Don't you
got
review the
that
agenda, Bill?
part, but
What's that?
do you
Yeah,
review the
those are-
agendas?
Well labeled when they're on there.
But it doesn't,
Because that's part, you know,
we
that's
doesn't
part
prohibit us
we
from-
need to say agenda on it
Is that what-
too.
yeah, just put agenda. And so whatever's on that agenda that night, if there's something we can vote on that night, we can vote on it.
But I
If
think
somebody's interested in coming to the meeting, because that's on the agenda, they can come.
there's statutory requirements on defining that, I'm pretty sure.
What if
If
you
it's
put
public hearing or if it's business, under business, you can say, you can vote for items.
We'll have to ask Jay. What's the
look
problem with
We'll
that?
figure it out.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I think
We'll
your
figure it out.
department
We'll
could be
figure it
done
out.
under.
Listen anyways. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you,
I
thank you
got-
for bringing that to our attention.
I have one more question.
Sure,
Has
shoot.
Mr. Pyne submitted his as-bills?
Not yet.
So you guys are gonna sign off based on, something that you've been requesting now for almost a year?
I don't,
I think it was on the, well, that was on the discussion to sign the permit extension beyond,
that's,
2
we
years.
voted on last
The
week.
the way it was left was,
Yeah.
we were gonna review the decision, and he was gonna comply with the requirements of the decision.
Right.
That's the way it was left.
Right.
So is this board going to, once again, he's ignored you and you don't have your as-bills. Are you going to sign off on his permit? He's out there digging. Saw him today. And once again, you don't have your as-bills. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he's taking quite full advantage of you. If that's the way this board wants to handle it, that's, I mean, nothing I can do. I mean, I wouldn't be able to get away with it if I was building a house somewhere in this town. I think he should live by the rules, and if the rules were submit as-bills, in a simple, you know, and then here's the other thing, if you reissue this second if you reissue this
You
third.
can't submit an as-built before the work's done. I mean,
Bill wanted to-
technically, that as-built means something.
Well, then,
In every other
that's,
industry in the
well,
world,
that's
it
not what
is.
Mr. Cundiff asked for.
No, he wants plans, but not necessarily as-built, because
That's,
until the end.
Correct. It's as-built of the current condition, is what it is.
Yeah.
So,
That's
partial
confusing.
as-built.
Partial.
Okay. Yeah, it's not after they loam and seed, correct.
and the other thing is too, is now if you're going to renew the permit, how does this come with the bonds? Do we need a new bond? Does he
Yes.
get his old
Yeah.
bond back and we get a new bond?
We get a continuation, which
Continuation.
We got
references the
that.
new,
We got that.
Yep.
All right, I just didn't know how that all worked
Yeah,
out.
because
We just
basic-
had an extensive conversation regarding bonds about 5 minutes ago and, you know,
Right, so we
and.
shouldn't release one without having one in place.
In place.
Right,
Yeah.
and,
It's
So
Same
we never
exact
gave him his
thing.
bond.
and the other thing is, does that bond increase if,
Oh, it will.
well, I'm just saying, if
contingency?
the excavation continues,
For years and years.
does the bond have to increase?
yes, if
That's
he
interesting.
files for either an amendment or another permit that expands the area, he'll
Right.
have to refile, yeah.
Have to refile.
Currently, the approved plan is no different than what, the current plan is no different than what was originally approved, which is what the surety was based on.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't go any further or excavate anything further than what the.
Beyond the scope.
All right, because I'm very concerned about him in the 100-foot buffer, and I want to be in these meetings to have my little 2 cents if I can.
Okay. So we'll strike the word discussion, and anything that's on the agenda, Jeremy, if you see it on the website.
No, I
if
think
it's
that's
on
very
there-
helpful, thank you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, no,
and
thank
I'm
you
just
for bringing
saying,
that to our
the
attention.
AG just said
I don't
that
think we knew that, really.
we can't define discussion.
Yeah,
It might
right,
have- Yeah, it might
Yeah.
get changed at some point, but,
yeah.
I mean,
But we'll do something about regulating that, the agenda so that it
Fair enough.
lets you know.
And remember, I'm gonna be watching that board like a hawk.
well,
Everybody-
well,
All right.
if you talk to Christine Furno, she can always send you you can email her or whatever she can
Oh,
send.
I don't want to volunteer.
No, I'm not,
You
I'm
can
not,
do it.
no,
You
no,
can
no.
figure it out.
Let's just do the board
I'm a
right.
big boy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, well done. But don't
All
count
right,
on the
gentlemen,
website.
thank you for coming in, Jeremy.
Don't count on the website. Always being updated.
Okay, number 8's out of the way. Hallelujah.
Accessory apartment.
All right.
So,
Where is it?
the item on the agenda is to sign the thing for Pyne.
I'm afraid
Yeah,
to.
no, that's in there. We'll sign that at the end. All right, so what else do we have left here?
We have the accessory apartment.
Yeah, accessory apartment special
There's an
permit.
aunt moving in.
And what happened to residential compound?
Oh, yeah,
That-
do we need to
don't-
fix any of
that's
it?
supposed to be on there.
And
Oh.
Mike is the one that likes that one.
Yeah.
So
He wants to make-
to bring it up.
Plus, we wanted look and
Am
review
I
that.
keeping that on?
Yeah, I would keep that on because Mike likes it.
Yeah,
but-
you said move it. to
Because
the
I think we have to fix.
Move it to the bottom,
Yeah.
future agendas.
What's
Yeah.
that?
Okay. Residential compounds.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't supposed to be on tonight, but
Well-
I don't think it
Still
was.
kinda gets it on.
No, but
It's
Yeah.
on
weren't we
the-
talking
Keep it
about?
on there
It's all
for a while,
jumbled,
left
you know.
on there, that's
Yeah, but weren't we talking about trying to make adjustments to that because of
Just the,
12 lots on
Just
a
the
parcel of
beginning.
land? And stuff like that? Your concerns that you expressed that, you know, I mean, the long driveway, 12 lots on a private road?
My only concern about it was gravel roads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Private roads.
That's my main concern about
So should-
residential compounds.
Yeah, so should there be should we review it to say, okay, if you go over 5 lots, you've got to be more of a paved road?
We're giving them so much by giving them the residential compound
Agreed.
approval that I can't see why they wouldn't put in a paved road. I mean,
No, but so should we say something and saying if you're gonna go above 5 lots,
You could,
I mean,
Write it that way, I
because
mean.
you expressed a concern, Bill, and we talked about maybe looking at making things easy on town services, or the people that inherit these properties or buy these properties, not knowing what they're buying. Again, some people are not everybody's educated as some people on the board, right? So they buy a property that's on a private way, and then they find out, you know, we've got quite a few private ways where people bought land, and then have had issues, you know, what's the one, Bald Hill Road, you know what I mean, Isabella, things like that. So, do we want to take this up to review and say, okay, where's the line in the sand that we want to draw, that if you go over 5 lots in a residential compound, then it should be still, be paid. There should be something.
you could write some language to put something like that in there,
Or
that's
shrink it
fine
down.
with me.
You know what I mean? So it could be pavable.
Well, we still have the
Right.
apron.
Maintenance.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
street, that's
The
in there.
turnaround.
But it's not the board's job to worry about every person that comes into town, buys a piece
No,
of
no,
property,
no.
whether or not it's on a private road or not. That's.
No, what was expressed is that there was a concern related to residential compounds, the way the bylaw is written,
Yeah.
that there's a hole in it.
It's how we
Okay, a
do,
big hole that we should address as a board.
how,
That's what was
we're
expressed.
How we
supposed
define
to
a
be
residential
planning
compound.
things
Yes.
here, we're the
Fixing
planning
when you
board.
find a
Yeah.
pothole.
Yeah.
Right.
When you find a pothole.
I'm all in favor of paving
Yeah, yeah.
residential
No, no.
compounds, but I'm not gonna stand out there when a piece of property is for sale and say, oh yeah, by the way, I'm here to tell you it's a private
No,
road.
not saying
Because
inspire
the realtor's not
beware,
telling you that.
inspire
Right, I mean,
beware.
But
all the
I'm
time.
saying the fact that we've discovered that there's an issue with this related to the number of houses that can go in there, the fact that it's not paid, what we want to change. So look at it this way, if there's a pothole in the street, are we gonna, you know what I mean, would you fix it? Or
No.
do we just drive by it? We're gonna fix it.
On a private road?
No.
Yeah,
On
we're
Main
like,
Street,
yeah, no wonder
on
why
Main
there's
Street,
so
we can
many
fix the pothole.
potholes.
I leave it for a couple of days, then fix it after the phone rings a few times.
So I just,
Yeah,
that's why we
I
wanna
agree with
talk
Bill
about
that we give the residential compounds so much when they come in, so much relief that paving in the road wouldn't, there's a concern for gravel roads, yeah. I mean, if you wanna make that part of the,
Streets are
part of
No,
the
no,
requirement, we
I
can
think,
do that.
I think that's what started the discussion. You and I talked.
No, I didn't bring this up, this did not originate from me, but since it did come up, I said the only
Think
concern I
it's
have is that it should be paved.
Yeah.
You know, my
Whatever
office
threshold.
and John Furno's office are the ones that get the calls,
Yeah.
even though it's a private road,
Right, exactly.
about these things degrading quickly
Yeah.
and the homeowners not knowing
Yeah.
that they're getting a gravel road and not a paved
Oh
road.
my
and,
God.
Yeah.
You know, and it goes on ad nauseum.
So
you
the
know.
one up
Orange
on,
Street, Page Street Extension,
Yeah, yeah.
the other
Cherry
streets
Street
in
Extension's
Douglas.
private.
Yeah, I don't have an
That's
issue
private.
Yeah, no, I'm just
forcing
saying
them
gravel.
to do
Gravel,
pave,
yeah.
forcing it.
no, not forcing it, but it, one of the things was that,
So you pave it and you get an extra house lot. How about that?
that was the goal, the thought was.
No, we've already given them enough.
No, no,
We're not
no,
giving them
no.
another house.
How many residential compounds do we actually permit?
I-
4?
I was one of
How
them.
many?
No,
And
but
if I
those
was
are
forced
singles.
to pay
No,
for-
those are singles. Singles I wouldn't even consider.
Okay,
No,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
he's
Single would,
A single,
would-
a
Yeah.
single,
hear
no,
what
I'm not
he's
talking
saying.
about single. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the one, Northwest Maine, Isabella.
Right, when we get the ones that are 10 lots each,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the one.
that's
That's
gonna
the
be
one
a
we
problem.
discussed
How many
about.
did we get?
we've been talking with one on Northwest Main Street.
And that's the one Bill and I talked about a little bit. You know what I mean? If I don't know if Bill you recall,
Yeah.
but basically, if
They've
you've got
come to
10
the board
lots,
a couple
if you've
times.
got 10 lots
I don't remember.
and it's 1.5 times the,
What is it?
it's 3 acre lots.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 10 house lots in there. Okay, and so What I was mentioning in the bill was if you use that as a base number, okay? So, similar to the compound, right? The
Common
flex,
driveway.
flex.
Yeah, flex.
Similar to the flex where you have a base number and you sit down and say, okay, you can do 10 lots on your thing. Okay, shrink this down to X acreage, but pave it. Or, you know, not go through where you're gonna have 10 lots out there. People, you know, I understand they're gonna have to understand that it's a gravel driveway and stuff like that, but then they call the town and everything like that. So
There
if
should
we,
be a threshold.
That is the threshold, 10.
yeah, but I'm trying
pave
to,
it.
I'm trying to look at an encouragement of, what's the encouragement for someone to be able to pave it? You know,
There
so
is
may-
no encouragement.
and that's the whole,
That's why I
that's the
said,
whole
give them an
bylaw.
extra house lot. That's what I just said.
Yeah, that's the
For
whole,
encouragement.
in the bylaw. There's no encouragement for them, someone to, a developer or whoever, to improve what the product that they're selling, so we can get into a road that's well-maintained, that can be maintained.
But it's a private way.
Correct, it's a private way, but it's maintained as a paved area.
Some private ways
It's a
are okay.
person's land. They own
Unless
it.
they maintain it in 5 years, whatever, it's gonna start getting.
We're looking at
tattered and cracks and
when I
heat
had
and
my,
stuff, you know?
when I had my, what
Yeah,
was it?
common.
Common driveway,
Residential compound.
residential compound. I had a sign and it's in the registry of deeds that we own that road and that is 100% our responsibility forever.
Right,
So-
leave it at that then.
It's just, when we get into
It
these
gets
bigger ones.
complicated when you have that as a shared responsibility among
Yeah.
different owners. And there has to be a recordable instrument, and then, you know, maybe, it happens, maybe someone doesn't pull their fair share.
Yes,
you
the
know.
pull-
Because
It's
it-
gonna happen.
That's the,
You have
that's,
a residential compound, but it seems like there's a difference between like, say, like a family one versus like a for-profit compound where it's.
Right.
yeah.
Right, there is a
The
difference.
compound
Yeah.
is
So
a
I-
type of subdivision.
You can get a hold of the
Yeah.
bylaw that.
So why should it,
I think Mike likes this
Um,
one, so.
why
We
should
should
we
bring it up for
live-
discussion.
apply a little bit of pressure on the developer to pave the roads?
Yeah.
It's a subdivision.
It, I mean, residential compound, I think
Correct.
the open intent of it was for someone to be able to create a lot for their son or daughter.
What do I like?
That's what the intent was. I don't think the intent, I
It's in
mean,
black
and I
and
think you
white.
said.
And cousins
A
and
previous,
nephews and nieces.
yeah, you said a previous board member
in red, yeah,
introduced
right.
it or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think the intent was to open it up to,
For-profit.
Well, I'm saying 10 lots, that's the cap, and it's a
We have
lot.
trouble with
That's a lot,
the
that's a lot of lots.
That's a big
I agree.
That's $1 million worth of lots.
Well,
almost.
it's
it's a big subdivision that
exactly
goes
what
on,
it's
but
gonna
it's all dirt roads.
Right, so, I mean, we should take care of that, that's a
And they're gonna come to
problem,
the
that we
town.
don't have
Oh, so it's
it.
now
God
700,000.
forbid.
Oh, right.
We don't have one firmly
Yeah.
established?
It's in the
There is a
forest.
difference in the
All right.
value of these
It's in
lots,
the
whether
state
it's
forest.
paved or not. So
Yeah,
can we leave it on the
I'm just
agenda?
saying.
Yeah,
Until
no,
Mike
you can leave it on the
Yeah,
agenda,
we
that's
are.
fine.
Really
Yeah,
mention
yeah.
the windmill.
TBD.
All right.
Yeah,
So
We'll leave it on the agenda.
I'll leave
That's
this
fine.
when we get to it.
We're gonna
we'll
start
get to
next
it
year.
later.
Adult
Question?
entertainment.
No, the next thing, the accessory
What-
apartment.
Accessory apartment's the next
Why
item
don't
on
we
the
start
agenda.
on
okay.
Black and
What
white.
did you, so you have a vote?
Yeah, it's fine. It's just a.
What's your
so we know
vote?
That we
No
will
idea, she does. Oh, here we
favorably
go.
support a
That was
3-year
revised, I had her add it.
extension for the request for a continuation of the accessory apartment to, under Kennieth Hansen at 29 Shore Road.
Second,
Okay, taxes are okay, and
Yeah.
everything, nothing's changed.
Everything, nice narrative in the beginning.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yep, all right, motion's been made, in
Yep.
second. Bill, you have any comments on this?
No.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right,
And that's for the auntie, who visits.
And then,
motion passes.
Thank you.
What are we
job.
doing with, why isn't there affordable housing thing on here from CMRPC?
Were you working on something with that, Bill, with them?
We did a presentation, I don't think the board provided any direction specific on
They
it.
wanted us to sign up for something with what men did and someone else.
Yeah, we already are signed up for it,
Correct.
Who signed us up for that?
but we don't know, we didn't vote on it, so
So we
we
gotta
just
sign
got
up.
grouped in, right?
Yeah, that came from the selectman's office. That
Okay,
was just a
so-
courtesy to let the board, know about it, and
So the
if you want to
selectmen are
part.
doing it?
That came from out of the selectman's office, yes. That came as a grant through their office, yes.
Okay, so it's nothing, we're not doing anything with that,
No,
no?
if
Okay.
you want to contribute or provide input, absolutely.
I like the,
That's
clerk
why
should monitor it
I
or
said,
sit on it.
we had our meeting, our
Ernie?
kickoff.
low-income housing and stuff like that. I think one of us should sit in on it or be aware of what's going on. Provides us board.
We had our kickoff meeting the same day as our last planning board meeting. And I said to Ron, hey, since you're coming to our planning board meeting, let's also talk about this.
Low income.
And so that's why we talked about it. So part of the logic was, you're the planning board, housing should fall under you. And if you want to participate, I encourage you to do so.
So when's the meeting or something?
We don't have another meeting scheduled.
Yeah. So I found this article for Sutton, and they only have 1.5% considered affordable in their town.
Sorry, that's
They did this study September 6, 2019, and they had it looks like a very extensive study. We have 4.4% right now. They actually, after interviewing large employees, development companies, the results of the following, I mean, it's the same exact, pretty much, they're similar to us, except for they have a lot more money because they have the commercial tax base that we're missing.
Yeah.
But they did the whole entire study already.
Okay.
Discussions with local realtors show the following housing trends. I mean, this is September 6th.
Yeah.
They've actually proposed some cottage layout,
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe.
I've seen it.
Have you?
Yeah, so I've seen it because of Fort Devens, they did a cottage thing as well as the down the Cape for affordable housing. It's interesting. There was also some other programs,
They didn't use barracks?
WBZ, no, they actually created these cottage things, WBZ TV had something on it as well. But basically, it's almost like it's a cluster, very condensed housing and stuff like that, very close. You know what I mean?
4 to 12
Village-
one-bedroom homes clustered around open space
Yep.
on 5 acres.
Yep.
Everything's market-driven. The market's coming down for the 4-bedroom colonials on 2-acre plus lots. Market's clamoring for the small yard, single-family homes with 2 to 3 bedrooms and small 1-bedroom units. And they talk about the aging community. And, I mean, this, if we could get our hands on this study, it seems to fit pretty well with the same exact housing that we would propose in Douglas to assist with affordability.
Affordability versus. low
Not
income.
affordable housing, affordability to live in Douglas. I mean, this study is like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, this is exactly what we're already, so $45,000 for a study that these guys just got done a month ago. I mean, they're even worse off than us with 1.5%, so maybe we don't take all of their recommendations.
Yeah. I mean, so again, this
If
is.
that's the point of the study that we're doing, I don't know, actually.
Do you want to send this out to the board or to Bill and he can share it with the board? I've never seen this article before, but I know some about the cottage developments and stuff like that because it's been in a few areas like the Cape and outside of Devon's they've done these little cluster homes and stuff like that.
Less infrastructure,
Yeah.
less
The
maintenance.
thing is if you don't create affordable housing areas, be able to, so someone can basically come in at entry level and be able to step up to the next level, and because usually the average person buys and sells a home every 7 years, so because they basically want to move up the ladder, okay? If not, then you're gonna get hit with low income housing because you're not offering entry housing or affordable housing, I mean, at the entry market. So the swing is, and the punishment is, and this is, Sutton is at what, 1.5%? Is we don't meet the 10% threshold, which is what the state requires for
Nobody meets it.
low income. No, but there's some towns that are like almost at 8 or whatever. But
It's unattainable.
it's the,
Northbridge is the highest at 7.4.
yeah, in this area.
I don't know. Okay.
So, if you don't offer some flexibility into creating more of an opportunity for entry level, affordable, not low income, affordable housing for the entry person who's just starting their career, their path, you're gonna, the community will get then, because of not meeting that percentage, you're gonna entertain more 40Bs. You'll get hit with more low incomes.
Well, and,
That's-
yeah, we
that's-
didn't have a great
that's the fact.
experience with that.
I'm just saying, Ernie, that's why I wanna explain it to you, because I'd rather entertain the entry level, where you're offering more entry level ability for people to come in, versus you're gonna get a 40B, you got no say, and here it is.
You're gonna get the 40B no matter what you do.
So the reason why I bring this up is because it was brought up at our last meeting. I'm not saying that we should or could change anything, but this study is exactly what they're doing. It says a shift in housing trends indicates young professionals aged 25 to 29 and retired individuals age 50 and older are choosing not to or can't afford to live in larger single-family homes. So if we're looking at the direction of development and in this study specifically, this is the way we should just copy this study. It's very, very like our town.
I'd like to review the study and look at it,
Yeah.
as well as,
Take a
you know,
look
if
at
this
it for sure.
article, I mean, because I think it's
Somebody comes in and buys a piece of property, they wanna put up 40 ranches, they wanna put up 40 colonials.
but there's a difference between the two.
Exactly.
But
Well, I think part of the difference too, I don't think we had any input on
The
this study
density,
here.
Huge, we
Which
have them in
study?
native
The
40Bs.
Sutton study.
We have 40Bs in native.
But we have,
But
we're
if you don't have.
undertaking the study,
If you-
and you just adjust
if
it
you
for our
parcels,
town.
Right,
You're just-
right.
It's the
I mean,
same
I'm
exact
sure
flexibility.
CMRPC will look at that study
That's the
and
problem.
review it and
You're
incorporate
gonna
it.
just get land
Yeah.
leases where you just.
Who did that study?
The board, let's see, they submitted the study to the State Department of Housing and Community Development for approval.
Is it something
40
that their
yards,
board
another
came
one.
up with, or?
40 yards,
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
It's
I've been down with
smart
40
growth.
Yeah, I believe
Smart
the
growth.
town
Correct, 'cause
did
the
it,
town
yeah.
Did it, yeah.
It's all on the units.
No?
I'll dig up the one with the Cape, that they did, they did these cottages. I'll dig it up, because Massachusetts, there's a few spots that have done it. They've done like these cottage compounds.
It's just we are more highly sensitive to the amount of kids in schools here because of our tax
Correct.
base is so weak.
No, but I'm, and
To have way
they
more
did
kids.
these, no, but
That's,
We're participating in the study.
I know.
It was brought to our attention.
I know, we
Yeah.
know.
We're the planning board.
I know.
We have to work with it.
We have to.
Like I said, the very
Yeah.
first meeting, there's no such thing as affordable housing in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible.
Unless you're from out over in the east and they say that we're affordable here.
Yeah.
no, unless,
At half
Yes,
the price.
exactly.
unless you're from
Exactly,
Indiana.
but that's
hey,
where they're coming. They're coming out
You're
here.
absolutely right,
Right.
Aaron.
They're coming
Right.
out
You're
here.
absolutely right.
We're probably 30% of the 40% of the average cost of a house in native now.
But the workers,
Yeah.
industries
They're
booming in
moving this way,
Uxbridge.
yeah.
You need Sutton, Uxbridge. They're
Right.
coming out of the city.
Is this on the agenda?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Unreasonably.
This is under
We're done with
discussion.
this discussion for tonight.
It's under discussion.
All right, we're moving on with our agenda.
On the forums.
I think we're all set here. Are we all set?
Yep.
Meeting minutes?
Yep, minutes.
Yep, meeting minutes.
Take it away, Mike.
This is easy. There's three of them there.
Yep.
First one's September 10th.
Three.
Two.
I got two.
I have two.
I'm
You
getting
have
there.
the
Just
unrevised.
Keep quiet and let me finish and you'll understand.
Okay.
September 10th, we approved last week, no, excuse me, last meeting.
Yes, yeah.
September 24th, we approved last meeting. And the third one that he's looking for, 10/18,
Yep.
is not in the packet, it's not published yet, so there's nothing we can do.
Okay. We'll wait till
Approved the
next
first
meeting.
two and waiting on the.
Okay.
So 910 and 924 approved?
Yeah, we didn't need them on our packets.
The September ones are.
Oh, we already did them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we already
We
did.
did them last meeting.
And 10/8 what?
So effective.
It's not here, it's not
Not
published
here.
yet, we don't have it.
Thank you.
Next
You're
meeting.
welcome.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
That was a good report, Mike.
All right, we have some things to sign.
Oh, that's right, that's what we do.
And I did, in this meeting minutes, I did request a list of open or active earth removal sites.
That should be
Yeah.
in your packet.
It's in your packet.
We have a
Okay.
lot though in that list.
And then there was also, I see in the packet that the rubble thing was in here.
Yep.
I was more
Yes.
looking for when somebody is in violation, what does DEP require? I did find
That
this
is not,
regulation.
that is negotiated with the DEP on a
Okay.
case-by-case basis.
Okay.
So there's no
And
Frank.
then
There's no
Deer Crossing
parameters.
Estates. We have something in our packet for. That's not on the list of things to do.
I know.
Oh, yeah,
That's just for information, came in the mail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Read it at your convenience.
These aren't.
The other thing is,
Are these still active?
Larson's
No,
selling
no,
a piece of
no.
land.
Yeah,
I'll talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Which one's?
So, right of first refusal.
Yeah, we got right of
on
Deer
that.
Crossing.
Okay.
Oh,
Does anybody have any opinions on that?
yeah, Bill, the right of first refusal on the last.
Well, I want to point out and make clear, this is not on the agenda.
Yeah.
So if you want to vote on it, we
Yep.
can either do so or not do so and put it on the next
Put it
agenda.
on the next.
Next agenda.
Okay?
This is where we're supposed to advise, to give our
Yeah.
advice to the
Yes.
selectmen?
Yeah, whether or not the town wants to, use this right of first refusal.
I thought we already did that, but I guess, well, that was.
No, that was on,
That was it last
that was on, he's already
Unfortunately,
sold
we
it.
have to do double time.
He sold a couple parcels already, this is another one he's selling.
This one fell through.
This one.
We had already voted on this before.
That's right.
Yeah,
and
the
it's a
jump,
new
the,
date. That's the
the
second time
offer
around.
fell through.
Oh, no, okay.
Comprehensive.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Yeah,
all,
but it still has to come again then.
Yeah.
Because it's another sale.
1975.
Hey, Bill. This is-
So,
quick question. Bill, regarding this earth removal permits thing, I guess, a column would have been great, like, what's open, what's closed, but, because it's,
I think they have the dates in there, no?
it has permit end date.
But some of them, there's none that still looks like they're open. The Davis Street, is that
I'm just
considered?
trying to, I was trying to identify it easier to figure out when I'm looking at them through, because I don't even see,
Well, all the Lackey Dam roads are, but see, permit stuff, they should have all been started.
And then do you
But it
have,
doesn't
like,
show the-
if we're holding a bond, cash bond?
Yeah, I did a review, reduced spreadsheet.
Oh, so you have.
So you had, wasn't 12 pages long,
yeah.
frankly.
So on the second page, it's got like the ones from the bottom. Looks like it's. I guess you got the parcel IDs in there.
So these aren't closed out
Some are.
ones.
Some are.
So I only wanted open or expired. So if they're expired, they're closed?
You want open or expired? What do you mean by expired? I
Like
don't know
ones
what
that are
means.
still active, but they don't have a permit. Like the one that we
Well, they
just
shouldn't
saw,
be.
like
That'd be a zoning
McIntyre.
violation.
So would it be like open or
Right,
closed?
But we didn't see
Expired?
like McIntyre
I don't-
was expired and no bond. And we didn't know
He
that.
had a bond. Okay.
Is he on the list here?
Completed, so these guys, if it says completed, it's closed out and everything, we have everything taken care of.
Like where it says permit,
bond.
permit ed, you're saying.
Yeah.
Tell me the columns you want on the list, okay? I'm ready.
I think it's a status column.
Status,
Yep,
meaning what?
just one column, and then
Open,
Open, there's still,
Status,
expired,
open,
completed, and
expired,
closed.
expired,
your submittal's good, obviously.
Hold on, hold on,
permit's
hold on.
not- Let me just tell you what,
completed, closed.
yep.
all right, you can make parcel ID smaller.
Okay,
And
go
then
ahead.
Ones that have cash bonds.
Oh,
A separate
type of surety.
type of
Type of
surety.
surety.
Okay.
Just do it that way.
In a column, you know.
That's it. Or
Yep.
just a
No,
surety.
I want to be
This is
clear about what
amazing.
you're looking for.
This is like incredible to see something.
Did you
So-
fit it?
You can fit it,
All
like,
these
you not sign this
completed
one?
are.
Oh, there's
got
one
it.
back.
Anything else?
I can't think of anything.
did I sign it?
No.
I signed it.
We're good on.
What is that?
Earth removal.
Mike signed
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, we voted on it.
yep, yep. I mean,
I signed.
unless you
The
want
front
to
page.
redo
Right
it,
up here.
we can
Okay,
re-advertise and,
No, I think
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know that.
we just have to be careful how we set up.
yeah,
our
no,
agenda
I
from
think
now
he's
on.
absolutely right.
pretty
Yep.
nice.
Yeah, I think it's just a terminology that
Long
was
last name.
mislabeled. That's all. Accidentally mislabeled the terminology that was on the
There you go.
top. That's all. I mean, it's a good catch.
Yep.
That's all.
So, Bill, I
So
mean,
if we
you
put the
could-
word agenda there instead of discussion?
We're gonna put agenda at the top, and then I'm gonna talk to town council about the rest of it.
this is the catch me out,
So then-
having this list.
So
There, this one's
here's
I
a
just said
quick
you could slide these
question.
columns over a little and add those little columns they're talking about.
What is this?
It's like you have space here.
Oh, keep this stuff
Keep
and
the-
just add,
Yeah, just keep, you
because it's
got
getting a
it.
little,
No, not-
that is squished down
No, but these
as it
two aren't
is.
squished, because they're limited. You could move that over a little
Okay.
bit. yeah.
So for an example,
I think it's
Bill,
great.
this Gilboa
I'm
Street
taking a
at
hold of it,
Lackey
actually.
Dam Road on the backside, it's due to expire 11/29/19. So that's been 3 years.
I'm not even sure what that is. But
Kubo,
is that
Street, Alack.
active or is it done?
That,
The one behind Dunkin' Donuts?
yeah, that might have come in, even though they came in for another permit, I believe that one may still be active, and we carried surety, common surety between the two, but I can look at that
So
specifically.
that one would be expiring with not out an opportunity for an extension because it was for 3 years. So, right? Because it's run its course
10/5/16.
11/29/19
It-
and doesn't have the opportunity for an extension.
That's not the way I read the bylaw.
Okay, so when we start a permit, right? It says, you know, and I like these columns. I think there's some tremendous work that was done in putting this table together. So when we start it, that's the start date. And I think when we end the permit is what the current permit would end. And then I think when it gets extended, let's say we extend it, we wouldn't change that start date. We'd just say, okay, here's a new date. So it's been extended from 2015 to go to 2017. So you can tell that it's now on its second year, and then the notes can be extension, you know, it's got a 2-year extension.
It's first extension.
First extension. I mean, I just think that's what we, because some of these is a little confusing because, I can tell on, there's one halfway down, Bill, on the second page, and it's actually done very well. Okay, I wanna just highlight that this is done very well. 436 Northwest Main has a 10/18/16 start, and it ended on 10/18/18. So that is clear that the person got a 2-year timeline. Permit. I mean,
And now they are expired. So what's the status with that 436 Northeast Main? Because they didn't request an extension.
I'm a little
Before
confused.
it's-
They have restored and we've returned the bond on
Yeah,
that.
yeah, so that would be
Oh, okay.
closed.
All right,
That would be
so,
closed.
all right,
Okay.
okay.
The one I'm confused about by Bill is just the ones on the bottom that are 439 Northeast Main, because
They're all the same?
they're all the same, right? They're different parcel ID numbers, but they're all the same project. But they all have the same start and end, start and end, start and end. But then there's comments of saying phase 3. I think we keep the same start date, and we just say it got extended to the point where
Well, it's-
it got extended to October 2020.
That's the area. That's the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3.
But I guess it's again, it's a little
Okay,
confusing for me.
let me work on it. Let me just read this. Again, this is what I read at the last meeting for Jim Pyne. 6.1.8 limit, no permit shall be issued for an initial period of more than 3 years. The board may, in its discretion, grant a further permit for each additional year beyond the initial period, but no such permit shall be issued unless the applicant has conformed to all the requirements of the permit.
Okay,
Okay?
so 6 total years.
I'm sure they messed up on this one.
What happened?
Well, it's supposed to be, yellow is what we're supposed to sign, and blue is supposed to be priority, but the other ones got flipped.
Oh.
So it messed me up, it's just FYI.
Oh,
It just messed
geez.
me up because I was like, no. It's easier to say yellow for us and blue's for Ernie. So it's a little confusing when it's the other way around.
Bill, anything for the board?
Yeah. Chairs.
Oh, now you're bringing the chairs at the end.
When everybody's in a good mood. So, the chairs you're sitting in have been here since I started.
Yeah.
They've been
Just
in,
moved 'em around.
I did highlight at the beginning of the
I
meeting.
noticed that there is a rotation when someone doesn't like the one they're sitting in.
Bill, I can highlight.
It's like musical
I can
chairs,
highlight
but
these-
nonetheless, we're asking that each board contribute to 2 new chairs. So, planning, Concom, zoning, and maybe someone else.
Okay.
And
How
we'll-
many boards are sitting in this room with the chairs?
Probably more than that.
Quite a few.
So can we just
Name
ask
three.
for everybody to donate one?
We can try.
You good?
I mean, you
I think
got,
that's the fairest thing to
Oktoberfest?
do. Mike Greco, I'll stretch you a favor.
yeah, I mean, it's like the cemetery commission, they sit in here, there's 3 members. They don't, I don't even know if they have a budget.
That's
that
dead money.
They
That's
get
not
money.
bad.
Oh,
You wanna try one from every committee, that's fine.
What does that mean, donate? What are we doing, out of our own?
How about we solicit from all the committees and then, you know, if we
Maybe we
need
can
to
get an upgraded
supplement.
chair.
This chair's nice, what's he talking about? I
mean,
think it's comfy.
Cable can buy their own.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this chair?
I'll
These
make a
chairs.
motion
I-
if the planning
Ideally,
board
you'd
like
want
to.
7 chairs, would you not?
You can't make a motion, you're the chair.
Yeah.
You're the chair.
Yeah, you can do that.
Let's have the chair
Um,
donate a chair.
I can say that these chairs have been here since I went to high school here. Okay, so,
And you're super old.
yes, but I'm just saying that this is,
But if I had this
I
chair in my
recall-
office, I wouldn't change it.
I recall
It's fine.
teachers sitting in these chairs, so.
Take it.
I
It's
know.
comfy. I don't wanna take it, leave it. This is
So
my,
what-
I'm donating this
Are you
chair.
doing all the requesting, Bill? Is it coming through your department for the chairs?
Is it
Well-
community development?
Yeah, I had a conversation with
Giving
Maria,
tree.
and I thought that it'd be appropriate
Time.
to see if we could get the boards to put up
So-
new chairs.
So if
Put them through,
everybody's
I like
getting,
those chairs.
everybody's getting that notice in their packet for their meetings, like zoning and Concom and.
I was focused on Concom zoning and planning, but if you want to expand it, we can certainly
I don't care
solicit
if we
others.
expand it or not. I'm up for buying two. That's fine.
Well, how much are they?
150 to 200 apiece.
Do you have a discount coupon?
What are you guys talking about?
I think,
wrong with the chair I'm sitting in?
Maria just
I
pulled
know,
them
I
out
don't
for
think
me.
there's anything wrong, and I've been here for 12 years,
So let
sitting
it
in the
go.
same
Why are we
exact
talking
chair.
about this then?
I don't know. I don't know
Bill, why
why,
are we
I don't
talking
know
about
who
this?
brought it up.
I
or
brought
why.
it up. I'm happy to say.
We had cycles for this? No chairs?
Just say no
cycles?
then. That's
No.
fine. Okay,
In my opinion, no.
that's fine.
I mean, it's not like I'm an old, like,
I'll
stubborn
tell you
guy
what's
that-
wrong with these chairs. They're not adjustable, except for this funky out of, I don't know where this
You
one
got a
came from.
special one.
I got,
So maybe
It doesn't even
everybody
match.
brings a chair that they don't like.
Twice a month, you're in it for
you're
2
only here,
hours. or
you're only
3
here
hours.
for a
Yeah, I
couple
know.
hours, twice a month.
And I like to be comfortable.
You're not kicking back and watching the Patriots.
Yeah, I would say no too.
I'll take the
I think
crummy
those are
chair, you can
fine.
have this one
Where are we
next time.
thinking,
Oh, I like this, because I got it up
We
high.
board, how do you feel about that? You want
I think
chairs
we should
without?
deliver free
could make a- we
turkeys
could
to
make-
somebody.
No,
Motion
yeah.
swap for chairs.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Instead of the chairs, let's sit in our chairs and let's
Yeah.
donate turkeys to the poor.
Yeah.
For people that need it, or something. I'm not gonna deal with these chairs, it's ridiculous, they're fine. So,
They're
anyway.
not supposed to be comfortable.
Oh, so
Well,
you want
there's something to be said for that. I like
Yeah,
that
you
idea.
got that
If
right.
it's stools, then we can get stools.
You know what I
Wooden
mean?
stools.
How many times do we have someone, angry,
no
angry
back.
citizen at us over something? So, no, I'm good. I'll make a motion.
I wanna know, board,
No,
is everybody saying no?
I could care less.
I could
Yeah.
care less too.
We can donate for one.
Mike, you got the one. You got the
Always compromising,
Yeah, you
Mike.
already got it.
Well, you got the
Every
one.
group goes for
Yeah,
one.
who gets the one, Mike?
He's got it.
he's got it now, that's a wicked comfortable, look at it, it's brand new almost.
It is.
Anyways,
it's got
let's
built-in
wrap this
AC.
up.
All right.
Except for this,
Okay, let's
this
move on.
arm here.
See how the other boys vote.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Correct.
All right. Anything else, Bill?
Nope.
Anybody else on the board?
Motion to adjourn.
Second, third.
Motion made by Tracy, seconded by Mike G. to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, motion carries.